Hello and welcome to this week's TPK.
Still wait for that.
And your hair.
This week's adventures in
It's only for judgment.
technical support. Woo! Tonight we join the heroes as they adventure at the fortress of Tor Taisad, having arrived and located the person they were seeking, which was Malcolm the Blackheart, the dwarf blacksmith. So tonight we are down one player. Manny is not able to join us, but he should be back with us next week. And we resume...
Is he at least streaming and watching us?
He should be. We resume on the 28th of Sarjur, which I realized I'd forgotten to give that, but for those of you who keep track of the date, that is the date for tonight's session in-game. All right. I will put you all back. Here, that's what I forgot to click. So, we're all back. You guys trekked across the desert after verifying with absolute concrete certainty that there was no silver. You verified that there was absolutely no silver at the oasis that you encountered. And safe in the knowledge that there was absolutely no silver there, you decided to press on and make your way across the blasted waste toward the fortress city of Tor Taisad. Really more of a town. So, you all arrived in Tor Taisad and were welcomed by the inhabitants, right?
Sure.
Sure.
I was at the bar getting drunk, so.
Not right.
Eve just flew ahead and was like,
Whatever.
Wasn't that the place where I destroyed the harp, or tried to?
You tried to play on the harp.
you've done that several times already.
Right, yeah. This one I was not successful at de-stringing. Or re-stringing.
Whatever you were trying to do, it was not successful. But you guys spent a otherwise uneventful evening, Orin losing some gold, but winning some friends by buying drinks at the bar there. And the
That's
next
what
morning,
counts.
it was time to head out back onto the back out into the town, seeking your quarry. Melusine, and you and Gary coordinated, because Gary, you'd found out where he was the night before, right?
Yep.
And
Thanks for the
Melusine,
detail.
Yeah.
Oh,
Didn't skip that
well,
one.
if you would like more detail.
Any detail.
Well, we got chased in there by crazy hobos in the middle of the night.
You mean other crazy hobos, supposedly?
Yeah.
Everyone else started
Yeah,
drinking.
100%.
less murder, more hobo.
Yeah. Everyone started
This
drinking. I got valuable information, per usual. And we headed out to go speak to this man. Melusine was just allowed to go in.
With Bernard.
With the knob.
And then the dog
And the dog poofed.
moved in there.
We have a magical dog.
Yep.
So that's where we left off.
Just disobedient.
Bard having poofed through the door.
We're friends. I bet you.
That's true.
The bar moving in.
So, as the doors slam shut behind you and you hear the interlocking pieces of metal close tightly, you stand inside a 10 by 10 room, reinforced metal all around you, facing a large metal door. When the ground gives way,
Wonderful.
Where did I poof land?
you landed on you're standing on
I think you should roll for me.
metal ground. You are both you're both allowed a dexterity save. Was it Nora with you or was Bernard with you?
Bernard.
Bernard was with you.
Does he need to do a deck save?
He does need to do a dex save. He can certainly try.
That didn't land in the box. Let's see. That is 13.
Okay.
13!
Trying to sell soda.
So
Somebody
that's
else
a
might get
4
that.
for
Someone might
me
get that.
and a 14 for Bernard. He catches me.
Okay. On a 14, Bernard and Melusine, the two of you catch on to the edge of the floor. as the basically the bottom just opened up, fell out underneath you. Ben-Ab, thinking quickly, hurls the two of you against the side and with his fingernails just holding on to the seam. Bard, you fall into the pit.
Can I double tap? Like, try and squeeze out another poof?
You could try to do one. Where do you want to poof to?
I guess up on the stairway, wherever it didn't drop.
The
open.
entire 10-foot room.
But there was a stairway at the far end of the room, right?
Nope, just a door.
Okay. Can I, like... what? So there's no ledge at the door? It's just sheer...
You guys walked into a 10 by 10 room
Okay.
with a 10 by...
so what are they holding on to, then? What ledge are they... What is Bernard
So
holding on to?
the two bisections of the floor
Yeah.
split apart,
Uh-huh.
and there are hinges on those sides.
Okay, I want to try and do like a circus dog act on those hinges. Just all four paws, just on a hinge.
Sure,
You know what I mean?
you can try to...
I did not get it.
Bard, it's only 10 feet down. You thud.
Bard pretends like it's really far.
You thud into the room. The floor begins to winch its way back up.
Oh.
And Ben-Ab, his fingers are in the seam that's going to close as he's like trying to figure out when he should let go.
I just let go. We'll be fine. Or maybe we won't,
Alright,
based on your face.
You let go, you slide down through the gap and fall into the small room, another 10 by 10 room. And the doors close above you.
Great.
Wait, do they slide on top of me?
I
They land next to you. It's a 10-foot
misunderstood that
room.
situation, but that's fine.
You're a small dog. Actually, you're a large dog.
And where's the guy who let us in?
That's right.
It's a dark room.
I flicked my night vision on.
Yeah, I have.
Meanwhile,
dark
back
vision.
outside, the
Don't brag about it.
four of you,
I can't even see if I start moving.
not counting Honora, the four of you stand outside the large tower. You can see guards moving inside the tower on all of its levels.
Do we hear anything when they closed the door
Nope.
and walked in?
Nope. You did notice that the doors looked very thick and solid metal. Rarely do you see that outside of dwarfish engineering.
Well, that elf woman better not mess this up. Look, I need to go to town and look for some stuff.
What kind of stuff are you looking for?
Need some armor. Worried about all these crazy hobos out here.
Yes, I would know firsthand how crazy they are. I'm gonna come with you.
Alright, let's go.
Eve?
And head back towards the bazaar we passed, coming
Alright.
to the thing.
Yep. I have something for all of you tonight, which may assist in your
Hotel?
navigation.
Donuts?
Those are very not donuts.
A map.
Get a map.
Nice.
Is there a cardinal rose or like some kind of directional thing on this?
It faces north.
Compass rose,
What
cardinal
other way
rose.
would a map face than due north?
Well, which way's the cardinal? Which way's the nearest?
Magnets don't work in this world. You might end up at the Pule Sea or the Pearl Sea.
Which one is the right one?
All right. So you're at the small tower on that map.
Sure.
Actually, it's not working, so I'll just do this. So you are at the small tower here, where you encountered Malcolm, or where you were informed Malcolm was last seen. You came from the inn, which is right here on the map.
Where's the market at? Where we're heading?
This area, right in the large central courtyard.
Okay,
So
gotcha.
we're pretty much
We're,
right there.
we're basically heading back to that.
Yep.
Pretty close.
Okay.
You hear Melusine and Bard, the two of you hear the clanking of metal as a small human-sized door, wide enough for an elf to walk through, opens up, and a pair of guards stand in front of an elderly, bent elf as he peers into the room. He goes, "Who sent you?"
We sent ourselves. Hello, are you Malcolm?
"I am Fatar, the Vizier."
Wonderful, it's lovely to meet you. I am Melusine, Duchess of Vestriel. This is, that's a dog. And this is
I
my
said
companion,
to
Barlow.
leave the dog outside.
I fully intended to leave the dog outside. It's not my dog. He just got in somehow. Let's just work with what we have.
Vestriel. I
Yes.
knew Vestriel. And he consults this person to the side that you can't fully see. See him shuffling through books. There was a duchess. that
Yes,
went
that'd be me.
missing.
No,
What are you doing here?
I am looking for Malcolm the Blackheart. I was told he was here.
He is here.
Wonderful. May I speak with him, please?
Why do you wish to speak with him?
It's personal. I have a personal matter. I just need to speak with him.
Perhaps I will allow you to speak with Malcolm,
All right.
but it will not come for free.
Of course. How much do you want?
Oh, I do not need money,
Would you like a pet?
young elf. No, I fear pets not last long in the Tower of Alchemy. Oh, you will do a service for me, and then I will do a service for you.
What kind of service?
It's a simple thing. You ask to meet with Malcolm.
Hmm.
I ask you to deliver a small parcel
To whom?
to the clerics at the Temple of Baal.
Where's that?
It's right across town.
Don't you have servants that can run errands for you? I'm a duchess.
I do.
Is it like a bomb or something? Why do you need me to go deliver it? What is this thing that you want me to deliver?
It is a small parcel. I ask a small favor. If you can manage the small favor, you may speak with Malcolm.
Wonderful. Well, I believe my handmaiden stayed outside, so if you want to just bring that parcel to her, tell her what to do, and that way she can deliver it while I speak to Malcolm.
Roll a persuasion check.
This time.
Can I roll to assist?
Please.
With my my doggish charm.
Your doggy charm.
Yeah.
Everyone likes a dog.
Say you use your fayish charm, but yes, you can roll to assist.
All right.
I think she just rolls with advantage.
Basically, you're
Oh,
rolling
yeah,
to distract from how
It's
how
the
bad
exact
this is.
same.
It's about it's the best I can do.
11. I thought this was a good
I
one.
give him like a big wink.
That might scare her.
And that's what happened.
Oh shit.
Dog face.
And then I act like there's something in my eye.
Just ignore it. We do.
So, do we have a deal? You will take the package.
I need some kind of guarantee from you. I don't even know. Maybe Malcolm's not even alive. Can you prove to me that he is alive and he is indeed here?
Bring them. He pulls his robe and turns the two guards step forward. One of them grabbing your collar, the other one grabbing Bernab's arm. And one of them looks like he's gonna grab you, but then he grabs Bernab instead. And
Good choice.
tugs.
I can walk on my own. Thank you very much.
You're led down a narrow and cramped corridor that winds through. Instantly, as you walk out of this small room, the smell of acrid smoke hits your nostrils. It smells like burnt sulfur.
Delightful.
Here it smells like rotten eggs.
It's hitting me really hard.
Yep, it smells pretty bad. As you walk down this narrow corridor, you pass a guard post, and you can see a kind of a little alleyway, a little step down that leads to several chambers that have grated gates over them, like prison, like holding cells. But you're led up and away from this, and after a short while, you arrive at a large balustrade, at a parapet that looks down on a deep workshop. You realize you're in the very heart of this tower, looking down into a large square workshop that has smoke rising from a number of different work tables. Around those work tables, you can see several dwarves working on various contraptions. Most of them glass beakers. Some of them working flames underneath large cauldrons large and small. And from all of it, you can see smoke. The elderly elf turns and goes, "There's your Malcolm." Points down, you see a burly elf. His arms bare. He's got singe marks on his skin. He's working with these hot tongs as he's fumbling with these small vials that are smoking. You can see he's got an assortment of weapons on a table before him, and he seems to be applying the different vials to the different weapons.
Call him over. For all I know, this is just some random elf.
You do not come here and demand from us. This is not the Sun Throne. These are the Riverlands.
There's no river.
We really were attached to the name.
Well, one of the reasons I came here was to see if I could help that river flow again.
Okay. Roll a persuasion check.
Or
I'm not gonna
that,
say. Yeah,
or-
no, for you. He's intrigued.
Did I give her advantage? Even though I'm not there?
No, you failed to give her disadvantage.
I mean, I'll take that. Okay. What am I into persuasion? 18.
So, this was the mission. This was why House Veshriel sent its scion here. Well, perhaps I have a use for you. We have a use for you.
I'm not an object.
No, the object is what I need delivered.
Fine. Give it to me.
Snaps his fingers, and you see a pair of slaves huddling forward. Between them, a large metal case. They hold each side of it. Looks very heavy.
What's inside?
A gift for Lord Baal.
Wonderful. I'm sure this will work out splendidly.
What does it smell like?
You can smell the case. The
Yeah.
room is full of acrid smoke, though.
Can I get like right up on that case though? Just like,
Are you gonna pump it? You one of those dogs?
no, I have to smell it first.
You won't have advantage on a scent smell in here because the room is just choked with acrid smoke, but you can make a scent check.
I guess I could always wait till later. How about a 16?
You get a distinctly metallic scent from it, and it's got a very earthy,
Or
almost
aftertaste?
sterile scent to it,
Oaky
Yeah.
afterbirth.
like something that had been polished several times.
Okay.
I'll gesture for Bernard to get the case.
He kind of buckles under the weight as the two slaves let go.
Oh my.
It looks tremendously heavy.
Can one of your men assist?
My men are occupied.
Well, these two aren't. They just brought this case over here. What are they going to go do? One of them can come with us and help Bernard.
Back to the pits with you. The two of them shuffle over. They look very emaciated.
Are they elves?
They're humans.
Oh. What a shame. Alright, well, get us to the exit, I suppose. We'll be back.
Take them.
Any message?
Shuffles away.
Message besides this case?
A gift from Vitar and Malcolm.
Vitar and Malcolm send their regards. Got it. Thank you.
Should do the trick.
Wonderful.
Swirls his cape and shuffles away.
I want a cape.
All right, the two guards lead you back the way that you came, and back to a double door, which opens, and you see the small room in front of you.
Are there any irresistible columns or poles or anything that I'm passing?
Irresistible columns?
Yeah, like pillars in the room.
You know what dogs do.
What's the mark?
No. There's the room is. You did see columns, but they were mostly near the center of the tower. You're near the exterior of it.
It's fine. It smells like crap in here anyways.
With barely any time having passed, the double doors open once again. You see Melusine Banab holding a large, square, shiny metallic
So
chest
we didn't
in
even get
his
the lead
hands.
to go to the market.
I forgot you guys said you were leaving. I'm so sorry.
No, you're good.
Yeah, you're so the doors open and you guys step out. They are gone. So we'll cut back to you guys at the bazaar. So the bazaar has actually a fairly large number of offerings in it, of stalls. You can see that there are food vendors here. You can see that there's even a magical vendor and a couple apothecaries, a couple weapons dealers. Their stalls are not heavily stocked, but they do still sell wares. It's definitely more wares than you saw at the Oasis.
Do I see any silver weapons?
Here we go again.
I'm only asking once.
Roll an investigate check.
It's even better at that.
9. 9.
As you inquire, you find out that there are no silver weapons for sale here in this market. However, they have them from time to time. They're particularly there's just not much demand for them, but they are purchased occasionally from the elves, the wood elves that live to the east.
I'm going to give them an ominous warning and tell them you might want to get some silver. It'll be in your best interest. And then I'm going to walk away and look for some armor.
This walking stick will be just fine.
Silver off season.
I'm gonna look for
Gold is in it now.
like any
Gold?
armor people
Okay.
or see if I
Armor?
can find any. Yeah, I'm looking for the chain shirt.
You do find an armor here. He has a number of wares set out about his stall, and among them you can find a chain shirt if you would like.
I like that.
Welcome to my shop.
Oh, hello. I see that shiny shirt there. I would like it. How much for that?
Oh,
Straight to the point.
this is my this is fine ring mail. Yes, I purchased only recently in Mul Hadesh.
What? How much does it cost, man?
Oh, this is 120 gold.
How about half that? Be a fair young man.
It's a
Half
bold
that's the
strategy there, Cotton.
good. How long have you had it? Looks dusty.
Do you want to roll a persuasion check?
Yes.
Okay.
Seven. Oh,
I do not appreciate your bargaining. You insult me, Father Rourke.
I don't insult you. I'm just looking for a fair price here. Chain shirts aren't worth much at all.
No, this is a fine ringmail shirt. It will protect you. Should
Fine
you choose to
ringmail?
wear it.
This probably has ringworms.
This is not the way it works for the work.
Okay, Boomer.
It is a series of interlocking rings. This is why I use this term. Would you care to try it on? Perhaps you would appreciate it more.
Well, I suppose I could try it on.
Yes. Like unclips it.
You'll have to help me out in the back here. Please.
So this is made for an exceptionally large wearer, which is why he's able to get it over your large, deformed shoulders. But it hangs slack in the middle, almost to the ground. It's a perfect fit. And only 120 gold.
Well, it's a little baggy in the middle, don't you think?
Oh, well, I happen to sell belts. Who'd have thought? He pulls out this large leather belt. You go, try this on. He wraps it around you and begins to buckle it around. Ah, what a sharp figure you cut.
How about this? I'll give you 100 and you throw in the belt. And I think I have some leftover prunes for you in my bag here. They're dried prunes, so they're good.
I totally thought you said balloons.
Prunes. Prunes is so much better.
Dried prunes. They're great for the digestion system.
Okay. Roll a persuasion check.
19.
No.
150.
You only took 5 off. These prunes are at least worth more than 5.
I threw in the belt. 115 and you get the belt.
113.
130.
I'm gonna spit my hand and put it there.
He grips it.
Oh, alright.
You are up a chain shirt and a belt, a leather belt.
Alright.
I'm down. How many?
I guess I'm just gonna keep it on because
How many prunes do you give him?
I gave him 1. It's delicious, huh?
What prune?
God.
Melusine and Bard, do you guys want to look around anywhere in particular, or
Is Honora still waiting for us, or did she go with them?
she would wait for you if she felt like that's what you wanted to do, and she'll tell you that they went to the bazaar.
I'm trying to smell for the stinky orc. Which way did he go?
You don't really smell much orc around here, so you can smell Gary.
Okay.
The scent is not very diluted.
Try it on my.
I see like the haze of green, or grayish green. I don't know.
Grayish green.
Yeah, right.
It's kind of like littered on the
You're not
ground.
really colorblind, right?
I don't know. I'm
Oh,
a
yeah.
Finnish dog, so I could have a little bit of color in my
No.
life. I don't know.
No.
little
No.
pizzazz,
No.
Little dust.
little dust. Can't
The
dodge
two of you
power
arrive
my
in the
way
bazaar.
out.
Again, this bazaar is definitely bigger than the one that you encountered at the Oasis. This bazaar seems to have a good bit of inventory still in stock. You easily can find Orn, Eve, and Gary as they meander through the market, because there are not a tremendous number of people here at the bazaar. Speaking of, Eve, did you want to do anything at the bazaar?
Yeah.
How bizarre. I've been waiting to do that all night.
What's that song? It's a Ricky Martin song, right?
Is it?
No.
How
I-
bizarre. How
No, that's
bizarre.
not Ricky Martin. I know exactly what song you're talking about, but I don't know who sings it.
Sadly, I'm unfamiliar
If
with
you
this
knew
one.
who sings it, comment now.
Excuse me.
Bless you.
Pretty sure it's Ricky Martin.
It's not Ricky Martin.
It doesn't matter.
So, the two of you arrive at the market. beginning to struggle with the weight of this chest.
Orn, could you help him? You're strong, right? Dragonborn are strong, and
You see that Bernab is almost buckling under the weight of this large chest. Looks as though it was designed to be carried by 2 people. Instead, he's got it like with his arms like this. The chest.
Yeah, I'll just go under there and grab it and throw it on my shoulder.
What's your strength mod? Strength score?
Is it that big? It's a 16.
You
So do I
you
need
can
2
certainly
hands?
try to carry this by one-handed on your shoulder.
$14.
14. You don't drop it, but you quickly discern that this needs. This is going to crush your shoulder if it's up there for too long. Plus, the sharp edges of the box don't really lend themselves well to going at your junction of your collarbone. and
I'll
neck.
just play it off like I was just swinging it around, yeah? What do you want me to do with this?
can you help Bernard carry it, please?
I'm carrying it.
Wonderful. We have to go take this to the Tower of Ball for the people to let us speak to Malcolm. So,
Orn,
Wait, what?
as you hold on to this, you get an overpowering draw from it.
Do you know what's in this?
I don't. He wouldn't open it or tell me what it was, but I don't care. If we can open it, let's open it and look.
It's almost like a sickly sweet draw.
I feel like it's
Like an
probably going to
ecstatic.
explode.
Ecstatically good draw.
Why would it explode?
I don't know. He just seemed like the kind of person who would want to blow something up.
No, it's much better than that.
Wait.
Well, that's anything. It's
This
better than an explosion.
This is some kind of wealth. I can
Oh.
sense it.
You're already people?
Well, hold on, wait a minute. Where the hell is Malcolm?
Yeah, my
I was not allowed
You
to.
messed it up.
I
I know
didn't
you
mess
messed
it
it
up. He said I could
Oh.
speak to Malcolm, and in return, I would have to deliver this
gee.
first. This old elf man. I don't know. He had this cape,
You lifted
And
this
he
and
could
your
turn
elders
and,
over there,
like,
but not here.
just twirl his cape, and I was quite jealous. I want a cape now. Well,
yeah, the dragon tingle is telling me that there's some.
so
some
what
wealth
are the
in here.
odds that if we don't deliver this and we just say that we do, how soon do you think it'll be before he finds out we lied? Because if it's treasure, let's just take it.
Where's Malcolm?
We have to deliver this, and then we can go see Malcolm.
Where is he?
He is in that other tower doing some kind of little experiment with smoke and fire and tubes and I don't know. They wouldn't let me near enough to speak to him.
So he's a prisoner.
I'm not sure. He might be there by choice. I don't know. I couldn't speak with him until we delivered this thing.
I think it'd probably be.
I have a bad feeling about this.
Every episode.
Good. Well, do we want to just say we delivered it? Can we?
As much as I really, really, really want this gold, I don't know if we can get away with that.
Fair.
I'm gonna
Alright.
look around
I'm
and
trying-
find the closest person in the bazaar
Okay.
and ask him a quick question. Oh, sir, quick question.
CA.
What type of elves are in that tower? Are they Galthani? Who runs this place here?
All law-abiding citizens of Tor Hassad are Galfan, my friend Dork.
Oh, did you hear that? They're bad guys.
What? No, friend Orc, no. The Galfana mean only peace, and we bring the light of Baal across the west.
I'll bring balls across the way.
Right. That was very helpful. Thank you so much for that. Let's deliver this and then go speak to Mel.
I'm gonna try to open up the
Blessings
chest.
of Baal be upon you.
Oh, yeah.
You as well. Thank you
Balls
so
on
much.
you too.
And then Rathus's name. I'm gonna try to open the chest.
It does not appear to be locked.
What's that? Oh,
has a
maybe we should not do this in the middle of the market.
Gather around.
it has a
I'm taking precautions.
it has a pair of double doors on it. That so like the thing it's like one of those beauty cases
Yeah.
where like it
Oh yeah.
pops open. All right.
I'm gonna go.
They're-
Isn't there
they
makeup
are-
in it?
They are heavy doors, almost as if they're made of lead.
Like
Do you like
lead?
pop it? They feel
Don't
tremendously
lick it.
heavy.
Don't lick it.
I'm gonna close it.
But you opened it.
I was going to open it.
Yeah.
You open it a
I-
little
I-
bit.
see,
Don't close it.
like, lead.
As you crack it, a light
There's
brighter than any
magic.
light you've ever looked at in your life illuminates in like a clean slit through the sky.
I'm gonna try to close it and jump on it.
Okay, you're able to close it, but you feel a distinct burning sensation as if someone held a hot brand across your face and chest.
Then I'm gonna jump off.
As well, it's closed.
Does he
I'm
look?
saying if I'm still feeling the burn,
Yes, you feel the
You're
burn.
Does he
I'm
look
gonna jump
burned?
off.
Does he look burned?
As Orin looks up at all of you, you see a black streak down his skin.
I think it's quite dashing. No, you look stupid. Just leave the burn mark as it is. Well, so I was kind of right.
It's not gold.
So what was it?
I was closer than you were. It's something that's going to blow up or hurt them or burn them or whatever.
Wait, so
Well, how do we deliver this?
We're going to carry it.
Oh, it's here's your nuke.
Yes, that's fine. I don't care what we
Bad
say.
What's
We just
it-
need to
what's it
give
do?
it to them. And then we go back and get Malcolm. I really could not care less about what happens with this thing. I just need to go speak to Malcolm. Priorities.
Let's just deliver it then.
I say we deliver it.
all right,
Maybe
let's go.
we can gently recommend they not open it and maybe just bury it or do something to it. I don't care. But we
I
do
say
our
we
part of the
just,
job.
we just deliver it, say who delivered it, and then walk away.
Perfect. Let's do that.
Well, I say we put it on, strap it to an animal, walk it, let them walk it to him.
Well, I think Durko's the only animal that could
Not
carry
Durko.
it. Well, the dog can't carry it.
He's not strong enough. It
He's-
would break his back.
Yeah, he's too little and weak.
Well, I'm sure we
pathetic.
can find some sort of animal on the way, so horse or
She
donkey.
didn't mean it.
Hey, I fed you.
It only goes so far.
We can make a donkey light bulb
What?
and let them open it. And we can watch from a distance and not get burnt.
Fine, where are we going to get a donkey?
What?
Donkey
light
light
bulb.
bulb.
Where do we get a donkey at? Who's going to pay for this donkey that we're effectively just going to destroy? I'm not paying for it.
You're the rich
The
lady here.
ancestor
Come on.
of Don Quixote?
I've only got 10 gold left.
Well, why can't we
This
just use
man over there
Durko?
screwed me. But do you like my new shiny shirt?
I do. It looks lovely. All right. Well, do we want to go?
He
just
almost
go
seems
try-
to be struggling to move in it.
But you look fabulous.
It's beautiful.
It is very shiny.
Dashing. And it almost looks like a cape as it
Your-
hangs off of him in the back.
That's a belt.
Your
You do have the
herd
belt.
or
What happened on?
Cinched in
whatever
the middle.
Okay.
group you were part of, they would love it. Let's hurry up. I'm going to deliver this and speak to Malcolm.
All right.
We're not going to buy a donkey.
As you can see on the map, the temple is right across the courtyard.
Oh yeah.
Yep. So you make your way. Ooh, excuse me. You make your way across the courtyard to the entrance to the temple. You see that the temple seems to be doing a booming business. Dozens of poorly dressed, poorly looking elves, a couple orcs, a few dwarves. A lot of people huddle around the outside of this temple,
Great.
and you recognize some of them from the night before. They don't seem to recognize you.
Oh, wonderful. Let's just leave it on the front step and maybe one of them will open it.
Are we gonna ding dong dash this thing?
Why not?
I told you a donkey would have worked.
Sure. I'll just tell them it's from the alchemist or whatever. Write a note, stick it on there. It's fine. Say the alchemists send their regards.
Do we have parchment?
I don't know.
Doesn't one of your handlers, wherever you call them?
Nora might have some. Does Nora have parchment?
Yes, she carries
Great.
parchment for you.
I'll have her write a note. It's gonna say, to the Temple of Baal, love the alchemists. P.S. Maybe don't open this.
Have a bright day. The dog approves.
Brilliant day.
The fire of 10,000 suns. So as you... So how are you delivering this?
I am not partaking at all.
Fine.
You're gonna
Durko
open this
approves.
bomb.
I'm not going to open. I'm just going to leave it here. Knock on the door. Say, here, this
All right,
is.
so you're
for you.
across. You're we'll say about 50 feet away from the entrance.
I'm going to walk in.
Okay. Benab carrying it behind you, and Orn carrying it behind you, I guess.
Hopefully, yeah.
Okay, so Orn and Benab, the two of you, shuffle behind Melusine. A young elven girl wearing, well, not girl, woman, young elven woman wearing pure white robes and the circlet that marks her as a priestess of Baal. Stands in the doorway, her arms folded ceremonially. As you approach, she bows. She goes, "Have you come from the Tower of Alchemy?"
Yes, and by the way, I love your outfit.
Oh, thank you.
We have this thing that they wanted me to send to you.
Yes.
You are expecting it.
I see it has been opened. She looks at Orn.
So you know what it is.
Oh, yes.
Great. Well,
Just wanted to make sure it wasn't a danger to you.
yes, we were quite concerned.
I'm like scratching my head so she doesn't see the burn marks.
She already saw.
She's already seen you. You've been seen.
Or you're just
You've been
embarrassing
made.
yourself.
You're right. You are right to be concerned. Here, and she pulls out a scroll. It has a seal of Baal on it. You may return this to the Tower of Alchemy.
Alright, what does it say?
It says all that needs to be said.
Is this going to get us killed?
No. Upon my word, it shall not incur harm on you.
Do you swear upon Baal?
I swear upon Baal.
Good enough for me. Alright, I'll take it. And thank you. Good luck with that.
Be well.
You as well.
I suggest salt for the dragon.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
And we leave.
May your piss be yellow.
I put a little. I breathe some a little bit of ice.
It's
Good day.
Oh, they just took it?
I
Yep.
believe a couple slaves come out to carry it into the temple.
They knew exactly what it was and were expecting it, and they gave me this scroll to return, so they did nothing wrong.
So now we can get Malcolm.
Yes. Would
Let's
you
get
like to come with me this time?
I'm getting Malcolm.
Okay, you can come with me instead of Bernard. That's fine. Bernard can stay out with Honora. Dog, they don't want you to come back, but I really don't care if you want to come back. That's fine. We go back to alchemy.
Okay. You arrive back at the Tower of Alchemy at the double door. The door opens again, and you can see the 10-foot by 10-foot room. As you approach the door open, they didn't even speak to you at it. So, however many of you wish may enter.
Oh, well then let's all go in.
Let's go.
Yay.
All right. You arrive at the. You enter the room. The doors close behind you, and the other doors open. No trapdoors this time. They hit the right lever.
Thanks for giving me a heads up.
Thank you, Kronk.
Thanks for the heads up that we were
On a trapdoor.
going to walk into a trapdoor, by the way.
I didn't know if we were or not.
Oh, she was surprised. Why shouldn't you get the chance to be surprised?
I wouldn't have,
It's all
you know.
part of the
Oh, by the way,
experience.
the floor's gonna fall out.
It
here.
ended up fine. I got out.
As the doors open, you see
You got better.
4 guards wearing the armor and markings of Galthani soldiers inside. Orn, you recognize them as soldiers. These are definitely Galthani soldiers.
Have I noticed how they like salute each other? Have I been able to witness that?
Sure, you've probably seen them salute each other.
Okay. Just curious.
As you step as you step out, they motion for you to follow them, and they march you up through the tower. back the way that you guys came to the parapet where the elderly man, the elderly elf, excuse me, the elderly elf with two other guards stands and proffers his hand. As in,
Where's Malcolm?
I believe you'll have something.
Yes,
I
Malcolm.
believe you have something for me.
And I will be more than happy to give it to you as soon as you let us speak with Malcolm. In fact, why don't we do an exchange? You bring Malcolm here, you give him to us, as I give you the scroll, we have what we want, and we go about our day. It seems very fair.
He looks at Orn. Yeah. And two of the guards open a door. The large, burly dwarf steps through and goes, I have no time for this.
Now, last time he was an elf.
No, the Malcolm?
Yeah.
Was a dwarf.
You said elf.
I said dwarf. If I said elf earlier, I meant dwarf.
It was an elf. But
It was
He
an
said-
elf.
he
Did I say
said
elf?
You said,
earlier
Excuse
totally
me.
said it was a burly elf, and I was
I
like,
was a dog, so I couldn't say anything. I was
Sorry.
like,
it was like a ripped
In a
elf.
prior episode,
Ooh.
you mentioned he was a
Yeah.
dwarf.
yeah.
They told us to go.
There was that one
At
merchant
some point, I
who-
assume everyone lies, so I'm just like, well,
There was that one merchant with a weird name who's dead now that said that he knew Malcolm but didn't know Malcolm and he thought he was an elf. But the other one
Yeah.
corrected that it was a dwarf. Because Malcolm is a dwarf who was exiled by the dwarves for his
I mean,
puritanical views on humanity.
that's fine. That sits well with me.
Okay. Well,
Are you Malcolm?
here he is. I am.
Wonderful. Step over here, closer to us, so I can give this man the scroll.
You step over here. You come to my castle. My experiment.
All right.
Like, he's not, like, standing away from you. He walked into the room.
Okay.
I trot over to him.
I will hand old guy the scroll.
Who the hell are ye?
So we have been sent here because your life is in danger, and we would like to help you.
Just petting the dog.
Hey, he opened the box, didn't he?
No.
That he did.
He did. It was very funny. Did you make that, Malcolm?
I may have had.
It was magnificent work. I cannot imagine the skill and intelligence it must take to make something.
No, he cannot.
I'd love it if you could explain that to me as we go about our way. Come along.
I doubt it.
Well, we'll pretend.
First, the scroll.
Here.
The elderly man opens it. She may do, Malcolm. She may do. He turns and walks out of the room. You can come with me then. Sorry, Malcolm. Malcolm. My voice. Malcolm's. As he goes, he can come with me. And he turns and shuffles out of the room as the guards kind of like back off to give you room to follow.
All right, I'll follow.
He leads you down to the workshop. Down here you can see about half a dozen dwarves working on various contraptions. You see Malcolm leans up against the work desk and goes, So you opened it, but you have not opened it yourself. Wise enough to gain knowledge, but not foolhardy enough to seek it yourself.
Thank you.
Yes, thank you.
Yes. So, I be in danger then.
Yes.
In danger am I. From whom?
You ever heard of the garden?
Just jump right in.
I'm gonna show him the map I have, so
Okay.
he kind of knows geographically.
He looks at it. Disney ring a bell.
Disney, what?
Disney ring a bell. Haven't you heard of it?
Ring the bell.
It's his dwarven accent. It's a little heavier than
My
Thor's.
goals are always kind of weird.
I'm going to just apologize for this one and future interactions, he's old and just says what he wants.
Listen, I'm
He
here to help you.
like lays a heavy hand on your shoulder. He goes, I know what it is to lose one's senility.
Right, exactly. You understand.
Your pain is mine.
Well, he pretty much came here to tell you that.
And we would like to
want you
protect
as
you.
prisoner.
We want to
Why?
protect you.
Who is your enemies?
What?
Who is after you? Why do you stay locked away in this tower?
I'm not locked away. I'm under charter to the Sultan. I'm working on serious tasks. I am. Serious tasks that, well, I tell you, I'm to get revenge on them human folk.
Why do you need revenge? They're already slaves.
Slaves
They already
too
lost them.
good for 'em.
You have a point.
They hold knowledge. Knowledge, as he looks slyly at Benab. Knowledge in their blood. And they won't give it up. Believe me, we've spilled enough of it. No, there's no need to be killing the humans or to even be enslaving them once we've learned their secrets. Those weapons they have, dangerous things, those.
Yes. I heard you're quite the experienced weapon maker, blacksmith. That is exactly why they are looking for you.
The humans?
No, the people in the garden. I showed you here on my map. Talk about senile.
Okay, I didn't get that you mentioned that you were asking him who was hunting him. He has no idea that someone's hunting him.
Well, someone's after you. They're like dog elf people.
Okay,
Jack.
he's now totally lost. Roll a persuasion check.
We're all lost.
22.
Oh.
That was a good face.
What is it you be proposing?
Well, you're clever enough. You can make something that could backfire, or I don't know. But we need to get you to them, or they're gonna try to kill us.
And I wish no harm upon my fellow kin, but I am under contract. I'd be under contract to be producing, well, my project.
Is there a certain amount that could be paid to break the contract?
Break? No. No.
What about a subcontract?
But why?
So you could come with us.
I'm safe. I'd be safe here.
I don't believe you are.
No, you're definitely not.
Have you seen how many guards we have here?
I have, and I think if it came down to it, they would be happy to turn you over. I don't think they have any loyalty to you.
These people after you they're not normal. They can shapeshift. They're magical. They might befriend you and then stab you in the heart.
That's what they did to us.
That's exactly what happened.
They stabbed you in the heart.
Well,
Metaphorically
they
speaking.
took our friend. Our dear friend.
Who has lots of gold.
He's
He's in grave peril.
he's a living being of
He's alive.
sorts.
He has lots of gold.
I mean, I assume he's still
Has he now?
Sir Couple. You might have heard of him.
He might be willing to reward you if you come in.
Sure, and I have not. Gold. You say he has gold.
Yes.
Yes, lots of it. Sacks of it.
There's an entire ruin full of this gold.
Roll a persuasion check, Ward.
Nat 20.
Mm.
Yeah. maybe I can take a sabbatical.
You deserve a vacation.
Now, tell them you're
Indeed.
going to the garden. That sounds lovely.
Then we shall take some of my guards and have an expedition to the recovering of this gold.
Wait, you have gods?
There's a tower full of them, lassie.
And they'll answer to you.
Aye,
Are
You
they
trust them?
elves?
they are.
And you trust them?
The Garthanai, I do.
Interesting.
Are those the ones that we trust?
I don't trust anyone.
So while they're all talking,
Okay,
Well, God.
here we go.
I've heard,
And it blows up.
His signature move.
based on my bardic knowledge, do I know much about alchemists? Is there such a thing as a philosopher's stone or anything like that? Any kind of item of transformative power that would interest Bard?
That is
Yeah, we're in his workshop.
that is what all alchemists ideally seek.
Sure.
Is the creation of that, but it has never, as far as you know, ever been attained.
Anything around here that looks like one? that old creep said something about not needing gold, so you
Okay.
know.
What do you know about alchemy? You don't have that as a skill, right?
No, you do.
It's a profession.
However,
You can't roll dice.
it's like mythic lore, and I can roll die.
Okay.
Yeah. What do I die on? History? History?
Sure.
13.
Ooh, a bit of history?
You're familiar with the concept of seeking the Philosopher's Stone for alchemists, and you know that some alchemists are claimed to have gotten very close to that at times, but nothing in this room seems to do with gold.
Alright.
This room smells of acid. This room smells of corrosive materials and alchemical reagents. It has a number of weapons. As you look around the room, a number of weapons are laid out on separate tables, and it looks like they've been experimenting on those weapons.
Gotcha. What about the old creep? Did he have any like jewels on him?
He did. He had. They were concealed under his robes, but you could see that he was wearing golden rings, and he looked like he had finery on him. He looked well off.
Any fat stones?
Any fats? No.
Alright. Very well.
I'm gonna notice the dog is sniffing around. I'm gonna pop him on the butt. Quit that! Quit! Wait! No!
Why don't you roll to attack? No, I'm just kidding.
What's
I'm not trying to hurt you. I'm just trying to
Beep, beep, beep.
startle
Beep,
you.
beep,
Like
beep.
you're sniffing
Beep,
around.
beep, beep.
if you could pet the dog for free, I think you can smack the dog for free.
You
I
scared
gave you a nudge.
You scared me.
Don't beat the animal. My God.
I was
Take
like,
the horse
I was
away
like
from
all
you,
like
Eddie.
Don't cross bow
looking
last
around
time.
the room, thinking about alchemy, and then I get slapped in the butt.
Right then,
That's what Bard likes.
I'll be needing something for me first. I can't just shut up the shop and take a trek across, halfway across the wastes. So,
What?
well, you see, there's this iron mine nearby. And I'm needing someone to go in there and fetch something for me.
Why can't you do it?
Well, I could, but it's dangerous.
Can't you send one of the gods? If they
They're
answer,
here.
they answer to you, don't they?
Well, I can't send the guards now. They're here to guard me, and you've just told me that I'm under danger.
You are.
We're here though, so we'll be better protection than those gods will be.
But I didn't know. I didn't know you from from Adam.
Do you know those gods? Do you know each of them personally?
I've been here with me for some 4 years.
Do you know their first names?
1 or 2.
But not all of them.
Nay.
Well, I'm Melocene, now you know my name. Orn?
It will give me time to.
Eve.
It will give me
There,
time to
3.
convince the
Grandpa Orc.
to convince Fightar.
Sorry, what?
It will give me time to convince Fightar that my efforts are best
The father.
used.
Vaitar's the old thing. Elf.
Is he your keeper?
Yeah,
He's your...
my employer more.
I thought you were employed by the Sultan.
Well, the Sultan's dead. Pat died these 4 months ago.
So I would think that a contract you had with someone and they die, the contract is null and void.
Aye, so I thought, and yet the gold keeps flowing. Who'd have thunk it?
Gold?
Who would have thunk it?
Aye. Paid in gold I be.
I like the sound of this.
Such
We found a big gold mine.
is what I
Yeah,
receive
fixed
for
up.
being a master smith.
I mean, I think your talents are being wasted here.
Nay, not wasted.
You're clearly smarter than everyone else in this room. Why do you stay? Why not seek somebody out who's worthy of your intelligence and your skill?
I do good work here, lassie. What I do be important, not only for the races under the earth, but for them pointy-eared, top-dwelling, high-fluting elves. Whether they be riverland folk, or forest folk, or little poncy sunland elf folk.
Really?
All of them will be in marvel to the mastery of Malcolm the Smith.
If you come with us, you can prove it.
Aye, I'm convinced. You know where gold is, and you know how to find it. And I'm up for it. But, as I say, an errand.
What do you need from an iron mine?
There is something in the iron mine that be killing the miners. And you need to go and root it out. Then bring whatever it is back here and prove you've done the job. Lickety-split will be off for the garden.
So, you don't know what the thing is.
Aye,
Have you heard
I do
stories?
not. Nay,
Has anyone lived to survive an attack?
I didn't know.
How do you know they're not killing each other?
What? Woman, come on.
Some
Well,
people like to kill.
snake.
They kill each other in the cave.
Aye, slaves be desperate, but not that desperate. Or so I have my doubts. I'm not the one in charge of it.
So we find this thing in the cave, kill it, and bring it back to you. And then you come with us.
Aye. Again, it'll also help me convince Fightar.
We'll need supplies.
Fightar. How many?
Well,
To fund an expedition off to find gold, which I'm eager to do.
Do you
Correct.
have any spare weapons?
How much?
Well, there's 8 of us.
Any weapons lying around you're not using here? In your possession?
None. Nay, none of the weapons in this room are to leave this room.
do you have any
You
potions?
understand, friend
Oh, that's a
Orc?
good question. Potions?
1 or 2?
What kind?
I've all manner of potions. What do you be needing?
And what would you like?
We probably need some health potions.
Hmm.
What kind of potions do you have?
Sounds like he has whatever we want.
Do you have poisons? Do you have?
I'm not an apothecary for you to draw from.
He's a blacksmith.
I'm an investor. You came to me with word of gold, and
Right.
I believe you know where it be because you be a dragon. So, of dragon blood, so it were. And I see from your skin, you can feel the pull. So, I'll be willing to outfit an expedition once you verified that you've satisfied the local magistrate that the iron mines can be in operation again. Now, you tell me what potions ye be needing, and I'll secure them for ye. Fair enough.
Fair enough. Mainly health potions is probably the most important thing that we can use.
Aye,
Some antidotes. For anti-
6 of ye. 6 health potions, I promise.
And anti-venom
Anti-venom.
or anti-poison.
Anti-poison's easier.
I'll take some of those.
2 anti-poison.
3.
2.5.
We can also point you in the direction where there's a lot more gold than just sacks.
What?
From
Oh, sacks.
I
Yeah.
mentioned that.
I misheard that.
I told him
we needed that for a negotiation tool. All
already.
right,
He doesn't know where it is.
two anti-poisons.
Agreed.
What about a guard? Can we take one of the guards? We might need bait.
Can I check out these weapons that he didn't want us to take out of this room?
They're on various tables.
What do they look like? What are they made out of? Are there any silver ones?
Yes, there are silver weapons inside this room.
I like lassie over to the dragonborn.
That dog is excited for you, Orin. Go take care of him. Maybe he has to piss or something. I don't. Just take care
I'll
of
go.
Can't you, convey ideas?
He hasn't pet me today.
Yeah, dude, I walked
No,
over there
I'm
and
under
petted
the
him.
Oh,
best
he did.
friend.
He did just
Yeah,
a minute ago.
I
All right,
think I did that.
I'm
No.
basically saying, right
I'm the
over
best friend, though.
here is a silver weapon that fell in the well. You're not sure about that last part, but
Actually, I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go take a look at that weapon. Can I clearly see that it's silver?
So as you, move over there, he's eyeing you.
Look over here. Over
Nay
here.
for touching!
Malcolm.
I'll
Malcolm.
keep my hands up.
Eyes over here. Just ignore him. I'm more important. Look at me.
This be my workshop. You may be coming in here and giving orders.
He's fine. Anyway, about that guard. Can we have one?
Aye. You can take 1 guard.
Wonderful. I'll let you pick. Maybe one of the ones you don't know the name, so you're not as attached.
Yeah, fair. As you look over, as you examine the blade, it is indeed a silvered blade. It looks like a long sword. That has a silver enamel applied to it.
How much for this sword?
Ye don't have it.
How much for the sword?
Ye haven't enough.
How much?
It's very expensive.
You know what they say about dragons and their hordes.
It not be for sale.
Why not? Can't be sentimental.
Be mine. And now I think it's time you left and went about your business at the iron mine.
Just so you know, I don't mean to insult. I just appreciate the beauty of this weapon. And why would one not want to hold such a thing and wield such a thing?
But I do.
Right,
And
and
that's why it's behind.
you can't blame a fellow warrior from wanting to.
so while they're talking, is there another silver weapon that's not the center of attention on the tables somewhere?
Roll a investigate check.
That is a 16.
Okay, you find another silver weapon. There's a scimitar in the room.
Can I just come up to it and just kind of onto the way, and then poof out of the room with it? Because we've established I can poof with things.
Okay.
Do it.
Yes, you can bite onto it. It's going to be on the table, so you're going to jump up onto the table. You're going to put your front paws up on the table.
Oh yes.
This is going to go so bad.
He's gonna lose the tongue.
All right, roll a stealth check with disadvantage because you're moving a metal object on a table full of metal objects with your mouth.
I just have to get my mouth around it,
I know.
and then
That's what she said.
that's half the
That's
battle.
not the hard part. The hard part's doing it quietly.
That's going to be a 12.
Okay. There's a clatter from across the room as a number of
They look and I'm gone.
You're gonna need to roll for this one.
All right, fair.
Can I help him? I'm gonna cough like to the side and have a bunch of ice just come out.
There's a
This is your
Just
cue
to-
to have a heart attack, Gary.
Just
Oh,
We gotta.
no, not
Next.
again.
doesn't even know
5.
Doesn't even know the
Alright.
Heimlich maneuver.
Hyperdrive is back.
Okay, the room flashes purple as a brilliant burst of light appears and is gone. And Malcolm seizes the table and looks around. There's a little bit of clattering. Where'd your dog go?
He does that sometimes.
That dog, we need to get a leash for him. So sorry.
Like looks around the room. So,
Well, we'll
I
be
try to
going to
stay in
the iron mine now, won't we? Let's go to the iron mine now
He may have
with
already gone ahead of us.
the random.
Yeah, so we'll,
guard.
you can poof out 60 feet. So 60 feet is in.
Around the corner.
All right.
Back towards the front door. Back towards the front door.
So you're still in the fortress.
Can I get outside, or is that within 60?
No, you're within the fortress, 60
Okay.
feet.
I just want to go
All right.
outside of the room.
So you're gonna prancing down the hallway with the scimitar in your mouth.
So like the front door is more than 60 feet away.
Yes.
Okay, so yeah, I will be poofing and then just slowly work my way through stealthing with my scimitar.
All right.
It's around.
Malcolm is suspicious. He's looking around. He feels. You can see he's very suspicious right now.
I'm gonna kind of walk to the other side of the room.
No.
Get another weapon. I'm just kind of like,
This is over.
This is
All of
nice.
you out now.
We'll be back with your dead monster.
Good. Then we can talk again.
Lovely to meet you.
we need a leash and a muzzle.
Yeah.
And I want, we
Oh,
should,
where's our
we should
guard?
say that loud enough so
Bye,
you can
Malcolm.
kind of hear us bickering about it. Oh, we need a muzzle that.
You leave a
shooting
grumpy dwarf behind
Oh.
you.
Well, is that unusual?
Do we see Bard in the hallway still now?
Really. As you round the corner, you can see Bard kind of stealthily making his way down the corridor.
Oh shit! Someone go
Ahead
get
of you.
that weapon on them. Quick, go get it. And nudge the dragon. Go
Yeah, I'm
get
gonna
it.
find the freaking dog.
You can run down and get it.
Do I see him?
Find it.
Yeah, he's right there at the end of the hallway.
I bring you the sword.
I pull it out. What?
Stupid dog.
And then I'm gonna find a spot to hide it in my armor and cloak and stuff.
Okay.
Let's get the hell out of here.
As you round
Big
the
boy.
corner again,
Did I do a good job?
Tell him good boy. Make him happy.
We'll talk later.
Good boy.
Good boy.
Good doggy.
Good boy.
Good boy.
As you round the
Yes,
corner
right.
again, you're
that
greeted
phrase.
by a couple guards. Bard was about to round the corner and encounter two guards.
Oh,
And,
so good day, soldiers. I do the salute that they.
Oh, are you?
they look a little perplexed,
One
but
of
they
them coming
salute
with us?
back. No, you lost that.
Oh.
Yeah,
Wait, we don't get his.
they escort you back to
No.
the double doors,
Born lost a place.
and you're back outside the fortress, the tower of alchemy.
Do we know where to go? This
The
cave?
iron mines. Don't know where those are.
Well,
Oh,
let's look at this map here. It's probably over there.
Or you could investigate.
Oh, we
Anyone
can-
who wishes
we can
may
ask them
investigate.
now.
I will investigate. 16.
16. After flagging down a local and inquiring where the iron mines are, you learn that the iron mines are in the hills north of Tortaisad, and the most direct access is through the
The ball temple. The temple.
I just had a brain fart. Sorry, the Tower of Law.
Of
Yeah, that was
law.
the temple, right?
Nope, it's the largest tower in Tortaisad.
Oh, which one?
The-
It looks like Saruman's tower over there.
Definitely not Saruman's tower.
Well,
Let's go.
All right.
Hop
We
on
need that magical
Hop on
item.
Durka and
Yeah, Garrett Jack said you found a magical item collar of shocking obedience. Wearer of this collar can speak to deal 2d6 damage. I like it.
Enemy.
Andy,
Melee
make a note.
Oh, and Amanda.
Yeah, there's another message from
there's a
Amanda
message
on
for
there
you.
that
It says tell Andy.
someone wants to read the comment from.
It's up there at the
Amanda
top.
Hi
says,
guys.
It's up there at the top, Andy.
Andy,
Oh. Hey guys, it's Matt. Oh yes, yeah, that is the news. So
congratulations, man.
thanks.
Awesome.
It's a boy.
It is a boy. So yeah, we are due August 2nd through August 5th, which is
It's a long labor. Just kidding.
the window.
Days.
The window. So yeah.
So
We'll be live streaming the birth.
from the.
No. No.
Is that a Friday? I gotta look that up now. Is that a
Better
Friday?
not interfere.
probably Wednesday.
Guys, look at that! Good planning. The 2nd's a Sunday and the 5th's a Wednesday.
Whoa.
No
Perfect.
interruption at all.
Told you, it's always a
Wonderful.
Wednesday.
Priorities. You
I
know
do plan on
priorities.
being
There's never an
at the
important date in
hospital
the future,
sometime
it's
during
always
that period.
Wearing
so.
that outfit.
Aw. Andy's about to start a new campaign.
No.
The campaign of life.
All right, and we're back.
Sorry, I don't know why I was expecting Amanda to bring that up closer to the break, but I guess we're almost
It's
ready.
almost, yeah.
Yeah.
Almost break.
Sorry.
That's about the time she said.
Time flies when you're having fun. All right, so we're desperately trying to remember
Oh,
exposition.
yeah, that baby could come. Okay.
Woo!
Baby could come early.
Oh,
All
who
right.
knows?
I
They'll
was
come
2
when it
weeks
comes.
late. But some people are early.
It's fashionably late. Fashionably late.
But if he's early,
I
then
didn't
he's
want
not
to come
gonna be
into
fashionable.
this
And if
world,
it's a
apparently.
wizard baby, it'll arrive
That's right.
precisely
Precisely
when
when
it
it means to. So, you all. Oh, yeah. Sorry, I got creative. So, I'm putting the dog collar on here because that is an inspired idea. That one makes the list. So,
We need to be able to do a sit boy and it slam his face into the ground.
Yes.
so
Miyasha!
Yes.
Sit boy!
It's just a stinky orc.
Probably your clip.
I don't have lips.
all right.
Right. Iron mines.
You learn that the iron mines are are accessible through the Tower of Law.
Is it those reddish looking things on the map?
Past that, there's a boardwalk behind that.
Yeah.
Oh, I see. Okay.
How long will it take us to get there?
It's on the other side of the town, so you'll be there in a few minutes.
The
Okay.
Tower of Law.
So you said you think we could be there in about 30 minutes or so?
Probably, yeah, within that. Why?
Well, it's just like lines up perfectly with our break, is all I'm saying.
Well, we're gonna take the break here in like 5 minutes.
Okay.
Yeah. So.
I didn't know if we were going to wait till exactly 8:30.
Yes.
Well, actually, that's a good point. This is a good stopping point here. So we'll pick up as you guys arrive at the entrance to the Tower of Law. Yes.
Cool. So how long's our break? Tell everybody when to come back.
My
Yeah.
head.
We're doing how long are
Like
we going to
15
break?
minutes?
So we'll be back within 15 minutes.
15? Not 50. Just in
15.
case.
15 minutes. So if we
Yeah.
start now,
Use your
that
safety
means,
toolkit. 15. 1-5.
that means we'll pick up at 8:40.
Work is
If you guys want to mail Bard stuff to eat during the show, we will post an address after the show.
Let's not.
No.
Whose address
It'll
are
be
you
like
posting?
it'll be like Fear Factor.
Let's post
Well, we did a
somebody's.
PO box.
Yeah, we'll need to get a PO box for that.
Just,
Yeah. Somebody's
Andy, stop touching the button.
You're good.
Like the thermostat. No, hold it. Don't touch it.
Cold as night.
So
Take it.
having crossed to the other side of the courtyard, you approach the Tower of Law. Well, the gate is open now. It's daytime, but it is guarded. You can see a pair of guards waiting at the door as you approach. They cross their long axes in front of you.
What business have you with the Tower of Law?
Law business.
Simply trying to pass through. Trying to pass. We're gonna go kill the monster that haunts you guys. Step aside, young man.
What our elderly friend is trying to say is we are trying to gain access to the iron mines. We were hoping we could just
We were commissioned to
walk through the building.
solve the problem.
They look at each other. Through the door. Look for Al Ibn.
Owl Evian?
Al Ibn.
Al Even.
We just call
They
Thank
pull their,
you
their
so
axes
much.
apart.
Albert.
Have a lovely day.
Good luck.
We enter.
Do you think we should hire some of these crazy hobos before? Maybe send them in ahead of us? See them let them do their worst.
The
Probably
lo-
only cost about 10 gold each.
It's not a terrible idea.
I will not be a part of that.
Oh, don't get precious now.
It's against my code.
But disemboweling surrendered enemies is not.
What?
What about theft?
Okay, now you have codes involved.
Yeah,
When did these show up? I mean, what?
I am confused.
These crazy hobos tried to kill us last night.
We don't know if these are the ones.
I mean, it doesn't matter.
They probably.
You recognize some of them. So,
Oh, do I? Then yeah, let's send them in.
I said that earlier.
Send them in.
So, inside the Tower of Law, in the base of the tower, it's a large square, very, very large square around a central desk that has a series of clerks, elven clerks, working on a number of tomes and scrolls.
I will approach the desk. Hello.
Not looking up, he's like, "Good day, madame. What can the Tower of Law do for your humble citizen?"
We are looking for Al Ibn.
It's like, looks up. "Oh, forgive me, my lady. What can the magistrate do for you?"
We have been commissioned to go to the iron mines and destroy a little monster problem there.
Commissioned by who?
The alchemists.
So Malcolm.
Wait here. He hurries away. After about 10 minutes, a tall elf wearing loose-fitting armor, like he sits down and gets up a lot. It's more ceremonial armor, attended by a small entourage of scribes and a couple armed guards, makes his way into the room from upstairs, and he approaches. "I am Al Ibn. You were sent to deal with the monster."
Yes, we were.
"Well, I see. Well, I will warn you, you are not the first to enter the mines and seek to slay this beast.
Can you tell us anything about this
We'll be
monster?
the last.
Only that no one who has seen it is alive. Well, except the madmen.
Oh, where are they?
We keep them in the dungeon until they cease to be mad.
What do you mean by mad?
Well, we are fairly certain that it is an act. As I say, no one who has seen the monster has survived.
Maybe they would be useful.
Oh yeah.
They are quite loud,
Um,
gibbering, begging for mercy, terrified of needles.
that's fair. They're welcome to
No,
come along.
no
with
judgment
us.
for the needle thing.
Yeah, I'm right
Figured
there
they
with
like
ya.
needles.
Ugh. Would they be willing to come with us, maybe, and give us some insight as to what to expect?
You may ask, of course. However, they will not leave the Tower of Law until justice has been dispensed until they either return to work and complete their service, or we are forced to make an example of them.
Could
See
going
that?
with us maybe constitute like a pardon?
For slaves? A pardon for slaves?
Well, just maybe not make an example of them. They can come with us. They have helped us. They can help kill this monster, or the monster eats them. Either way.
Well, you are certainly novel, novel dungeoneers. The other two groups who attempted to deal with this monster, they did not think of this. Yes, I shall allow this. It kills two birds with one stone.
Wonderful.
No pun intended or offense. So,
We'll take two.
Take them all! Can we go get them?
I give you leave. He turns to his scribe. I give you leave. Here and now, you may pass through the Tower of Law to the Iron Mines.
Thank you. So
Make note. Should you find objects of strange weight and heat within the Iron Mines, you are not to bring them from the mines.
Why?
They are quite valuable and quite dangerous.
Well, if they're of value, why would you not want them?
You would not want them, my friend Orc. They are quite dangerous. Besides, they are so heavy you would probably sprain your back.
I don't want that.
Yeah.
Plus, I can promise you, what little window of your life still remains would be greatly shortened by your proximity to these objects.
Good joke.
Alright, let's go get the madman.
All right, you head down to the dungeons. There are not many people in the dungeons of the Tower of Law, and you find 3 human slaves, mostly gibbering to themselves, rocking themselves back and forth, and in various states of mental disrepair.
What brand do they have?
They are 2 of them are laborers, and one of them is a soldier.
Hello?
They don't really seem to respond to you.
You said soldiers?
Bark out.
1 soldier, 2 laborers.
Speak! Speak, boy, speak!
I'm gonna pull out some
Close.
prunes and try to
I got this.
coax him with prunes.
I got this.
Well, maybe they need a little help moving.
What? Can I see what rank he is?
Look like they're dogs. Try to feed
Would I
them
be able to
something.
tell what rank?
No, he's just wearing a loincloth.
Interesting, okay. I'm going to walk up to him and do the same salute that all the other ones were doing. I don't know, whatever they...
Right. He doesn't recognize your elven salute
Your
or
salute.
react.
A crazy,
He doesn't recognize the Elven salute?
Nope.
He's a crazy human hobo.
Andy,
He's a slave human.
Yeah, but you said he was a soldier, so I didn't know if he was...
No, he's a
can we turn
slave.
our mics up? They're having a hard time hearing us.
Oh, sure.
He's a slave. He's a crazy, deranged slave.
Said soldier.
2 are laborers, 1's a soldier.
They have the stabs of the stars. My forehead.
Gotcha.
Bark at
I'm
them.
not too familiar with the
Yeah, the slave
The marking
brands.
slave
You get
brands.
used to them.
It's weird.
Those 2 are laborers, that one's a soldier.
There we go. That should fix it.
And Barnab is an ardent, which is very high class.
Fancy.
Ardent, yes.
He's
That fix it, guys?
Yeah, can y'all hear us better?
Guess we'll find out.
Maybe. Alright. Dangle some. I'm gonna take a piece of gold out and I'm like, hello! Look at the shiny gold!
Won't I just have to give him to the
Can I go up
master?
there and be like a therapy dog?
Yes.
As you, roll a persuasion check. With
Yeah.
advantage.
Yeah, look at my fur, my tail. Natural 20. You like my tail? It's a nice tail.
As you approach the soldier, he starts rubbing his hands through your fur, and you see focus come to his eyes.
You're my
for a
best
moment.
friend now.
No,
Do I feel empty now?
once per day, and it's me. I gave you breakfast.
He comes back to himself and
Start backing away.
I'm going to have
Is he
Bernard.
pooping?
no, he's like digging his fingers into your fur, like holding it. It's like starts,
You're into
it's
some
like
weird
real,
stuff,
really,
man.
really begins petting you. It's like, you're, I'm not there. I'm not there. I'm not there.
I'm gonna like kind of like push the dog out of the way.
He's like wrapping his arms around the dog.
I'm gonna like pull his arms off.
No!
Snap
Leave him
out of
alone.
it.
He's fine. He's fine. He's fine. Leave him alone.
I'm about to poof out of this shit. Just,
He's all right. We're all fine.
Look at me. Look at me.
No, you're terrifying to look at.
I'm a beautiful creature. Thank you.
this is a terrifying nat 20.
You guys want to go back in the cave?
No, don't ask them that.
I won't go back. I won't go back.
I'm gonna have Bernard go
We'll
up
go.
to him, since Bernard looks like a human. Friend, you must come with us.
Maybe the pretty one could help.
That can also work.
There are demons in the dark.
No, there's not. Come with us.
Doesn't
We're
have to
going
be
to
the
kill.
dark.
We'll kill what you think there's in the dark.
I'm gonna approach him, rub the side of his face, and be like, "What sort of demons are you talking about?"
Roll with advantage. Persuasion with advantage.
See, I don't
It was a success.
have.
Okay.
You're getting a lot more than you
I would
would
hate
have.
to see what a failure would be.
It's just.
18.
He punches you.
His demeanor already significantly calmer than it was before. Your caressing his cheek focuses him,
Nice.
kind of like draws his attention,
Get it, girl.
and he gets almost rigid as he's focusing at you. And, he's like
Rigid.
looking at you. As he's focusing into your eyes, he like looks at you and goes, 6 of us went in. 6 of us. To clear the mines. Only I came out.
And what did you see down in the mines?
So many needles. So many pins. Blood. It took all their blood. Every drop. It gorged itself on them. When it came to me, it just clicked. And clacked. And tickled and poked. But it wouldn't drink a single drop. It's a demon.
He probably just tastes bad. Stinky human.
Not helping.
So, demons poked you with needles, or not you, but they poked others with needles and they just bled. But he didn't drink the blood?
And then drink his. Took the others.
Why?
You can see he doesn't have any marks on him.
Is there anything special about this person?
Nothing seems
Any
untoward about him.
imperfections?
Or perfections, you know?
Okay, I'm gonna look at him in his eyes, and I'm gonna cast Charm
Oh,
Person
no.
on him.
Oh,
Yes,
no.
and force him's will. And
Even
he
though
must
this happens,
make a Wisdom saving throw.
He's got
He's
disadvantage.
already telling us things.
Here's the first.
Well, now he must do what I tell him to do.
He's
Yeah.
got
He's
a
coming with us now.
I'm fine with
he's
that.
got a 10.
Yeah, you need 13.
Okay, he fails.
He's
Alright.
charmed, and he's gonna make
You
it
will
charmed.
come with us now.
He appears as a mostly healthy human specimen.
Yep. He will see me as a friendly
Again, wearing the
acquaintance.
soldier
He
brand.
will see me as a friendly acquaintance
How long
Okay.
does it last?
until
Calmness fills his
It lasts
his
an
features. His shoulders relax a little bit. And he like rises up. After you, friend orc.
Whatever. Got one of them.
Do we want the other two, or are we good with this one?
You know the cave pretty well, huh?
Yes, I know the way.
All right.
I can
Needs
take
to
you
try
there.
to fight him.
There we go.
I want to look at his ears. Do they look normal?
Doesn't he have a he has normal human ears. Doesn't he have a inhibition against doing something that will harm him? I'm pretty sure he does.
Going
You
to
can't
the
tell him to do
cave.
something that would directly harm him.
Yeah,
Okay,
going
alright, so
somewhere.
just going into danger is not going to make him
No.
Oh,
quit
there's
the
all
field.
kinds of loopholes.
You know,
We're gonna find them all.
Okay. So, just the one?
It ends until me or my companions do something harmful to it.
Okay.
But if the monster does something harmful to it,
Yes.
He's
get in there, buddy.
he's
Keep it going.
Please lead the way.
forward, meat shield.
I'll stand next to him.
I'll have Bernard stand close to him as well.
Alright.
Maybe they'll have like,
Don't-
man,
don't
we're
worry.
humans. Let's hang out.
Banab has a look of disapproval on his face.
I want to ask him why.
Nothing.
Tell me.
It's clearly insane.
Not anymore, he's not.
Be all right.
His temporary
He's
sanity.
seeing things very clearly right now. We
He's
should
seeing,
get a move on soon.
he's seeing what you want him to see. He survived only narrowly.
Well, we'll see what the gods have in store for him.
I'll make sure
Probably better than
no harm comes to him.
Probably better to come with us than to waste away and then be killed as an example.
Ah, yes, true soldier's death.
As you say.
So we continue down.
You head out the back of the Tower of Law. The high structure rises behind you as the afternoon sun blazes hot in the sky. You walk across a dirty boardwalk that looks as though it has been here for hundreds of years, as it extends across the sand dunes and up into the broken mountains above the town. You rise into the mouth of you rise to the mouth of the cave, where a series of low troughs and pumps, long dried pumps, are broken up here. Looks like there was hydraulic mining going on at one time, but strangely, that none of the hydraulic mining seems to be functional anymore. Instead, you can see that there are functional shovels and sleds, hand-drawn sleds on crude tracks that have been being pulled out of the mine. This is a very, very, very manual labor mine.
Are there any torches laying around?
Yeah, there are a number of pieces of
torches
wood at the
on
outside
my
of the cave. There are also covered lanterns.
Oh.
So,
Oh.
yeah.
What about taking one of these cots, filling it with lanterns and torches and shovels and things we might need, and rolling it in the cave with us?
Sure.
All right.
Okay.
So we're gonna gather shovels and lanterns and torches and put them in one of the carts, and
Okay, it is a drawn sled.
oh,
Yeah. So,
Attach it to the dog.
Durko! Where's the horse?
I don't know if the horse.
My
would
horse is not going.
I don't think you were able to bring the horse to the Tower of Law.
Yeah.
We brought him into the hotel.
Yeah, the Tower of Law is not gonna go for that one.
My horse is in the stable. He's
All right, dog, you're up.
You win.
Is it a harness for a dog or is it a harness for a horse?
It's not. It's not
a-
neither. It's like a
Pole sled.
piece of rope that someone would have held onto and dragged to the mouth of the cave. The
You
cave
have to
goes.
bite onto
The
it
cave
and
goes
drag it.
down, Bard.
Like a
So
horse.
you realize that if you can get the sled to the mouth of the cave, gravity will be with you.
I'm
Also
just gonna-
behind you.
Just gonna kind of dumbly look at everybody.
Come here,
Why don't we
doggy.
make the soldier do it?
Yeah, why don't we make the
All
soldier
right.
do it?
Soldier.
Do I smell any wildlife nearby or in the cave? Are there any like bats flying around?
Roll a perception check with advantage.
All right. How about a 11?
You smell cave.
Alright. You smell that there have been several scavengers in the area. You're pretty sure you can pick out vulture droppings and jackals. Smells like actual jackal.
Like
In the area.
actual jackal or like elf jackal?
Jackal.
Jackal.
Jackal, jackal.
I'm gonna yell, hello! As loud as I can
Oh,
in the cave, see if it echoes.
It does.
Well, there's no way out. There's only one way in.
And you've alerted to our presence now.
Thank
Oh,
you
it's
very
so-
much.
Gary.
Wait, there's a dog with us. It'll smell it.
Well, what if the thing can't
Or-
smell? We don't know that it could smell. What if it's missing one of its senses? We don't know
And
what
also,
it is.
it only smelled a dog. Now it heard you.
Right, so
Dogs
you
don't
get to
speak.
go first.
Ho ho. Like, there I am. I'm gonna make the slave guy go, oh, sure.
Well, he's
Lead
going
the
to
way,
be
good
dragging
sir.
the-
I'm gonna hand him, I'm gonna give him a torch.
He
Lead the way.
like leans
I'm
over,
gonna hand him a torch so he can
picks
see
up,
in front of him.
takes
He
the
can't hold the
torch,
torch and pull the cart.
grabs the
Yeah.
cart. Sure, he can.
Okay.
Yeah, he's
Some gravity.
he's reasonably healthy.
Yeah, I'm not-
Excuse me.
Strong slave.
So he
Soldier.
grabs onto
Soldier.
the
Slave soldier.
Slave soldier.
soldier slave. He grabs onto the
Soldier
front of the
slave.
sled, raises the torch behind him, and begins to drag the sled across the broken ground. It's difficult, but he makes it to the mouth of the cave, and as he does, he kind of like moves to the side of the sled, wraps the rope, and as the sled begins to slide down, he's more holding the sled back as all the weight is carrying it down into the mine.
I'll have Bernard hold on to the back to assist him.
Okay. But now
You gotta
more
take people.
is more than eager to help out.
I'll be running a protection detail in the front
No,
on these
feels
two.
bad.
He does feel
For
really
his evil friend.
I'll
Okay.
be on the
Sorry,
the
Bernard.
lookout for any critters inside the
You
cave.
should jump into the sled.
On top of all the shovels.
I'll
I'll
be
scout
sniffing
ahead.
around looking for creatures.
Okay.
What'd you say?
I'll scout ahead.
Okay. How far ahead do you want to go?
Not too far.
About 30 feet ahead of everyone.
Okay.
Can we ask our human guy if he knows
I have superior
how
dark
deep in
vision.
there?
Plus, I'm the rogue.
Do you want to sneak?
It's very important.
Yeah, I'll
Superior.
probably do this stealthily.
Roll a stealth check.
Mod 20.
Oh, okay. You feel pretty stealthy as you make your way through the cavern. All right, so the cavern winds down into the earth ahead of you, kind of snaking its way down. You can see that they've been working through loose fissures of iron, basically chasing veins of iron through the earth and excavating not too far off from the main vein that they're following, going down deeper into the earth. So you arrive at a two-way tunnel. There's a smaller tunnel that leads off to the right, and looks like the main tunnel continues down ahead to the left.
Do I hear anything coming from either?
Roll a perception check.
I would like to know it on our way. I'm keeping an eye out for these orb things. that
11.
you told
Bard,
us
you
about.
do not find any bat guano on the ground.
Well,
11.
okay.
11? Okay. You do not hear any sound coming ahead except from the occasional drip of water.
Do I see anything with my superior dark vision?
You can see that the ground here has not been disturbed very recently. There are indeed deep ruts going down the trail. Looks like from where someone was dragging one of the carts that the soldier is still holding on to. The soldier and Bernard is still holding on to. But you can see that the earth here hasn't been disturbed in at least a week.
That's the only one that has tracks. The other one doesn't.
You said there's two paths, right?
Yes.
Yeah, sorry. Only the main track has ruts in it. Excuse me,
Okay,
that's
so
what I'm
the
saying.
other
The other one
one's
looks like it
not-
was only foot traffic.
I'll go back to the party and tell them what I've seen.
Okay.
Let's ask the guy that's with us who's been in here. Which way did you encounter this?
Straight
monster?
down.
Where the tracks were going?
Yes, the main. It is in the main passage into a new chamber that we'd opened. A well-lit chamber.
Well, we know which way the monster is. We check out the subject.
Can you tell us anything else about it?
It's over there.
What does it look like, or anything?
He told us the needles, right?
Yeah.
Many legs. Sharp pincers. Like a spider, but much bigger.
Sounds like fun.
And needles. So many needles.
That doesn't sound like fun.
Shudders a little bit.
What's that
Would I have any
direction?
knowledge of what he's talking about?
You've heard of giant spiders that live on the ground?
No demons or anything like that.
No, that definitely doesn't sound like a demon.
Alright.
Possible he was inexperienced in demonology and just went for,
Unlike me.
oh my god!
Maybe you should scout ahead down that path and see what's up there. Make sure we don't run into any traps.
Can we ask him
I
what
shall
the
do
other
that.
direction is?
Alright, so Eve wants to go off on her own, and you guys are going to go down the main tunnel?
No,
I was just gonna
They
ask
want me
him.
to
I was gonna
scout
ask the
ahead.
dude what's the other way.
Good.
I was gonna ask the guy what the other direction with just foot traffic was.
We didn't go down there. I knew, we were told it was
Who went
in the new chamber. I've never been in this mine before. I was sent to go clear it.
Do I smell any jackal? Can I do a nose sonar?
No, you smelled the jackals outside the cave, and you think probably they were scavenging in the area. But they don't appear interested in going into the cave.
Anything interesting smelling in here?
You get kind of a clean, an oddly clean antiseptic scent coming from further down in the cave. Almost like an alcoholic scent. Very, very pure alcohol.
They told us there was powerful things in here.
So you're going to scout ahead
Not to
down the
touch.
main or down the side?
Down the main.
Okay. So you head down the main tunnel. Again, you find another small tunnel, but this one you can see the end of. It looks as though a number of bodies are, a number of desiccated bodies are huddled up in the corner here. They look completely emptied of any fluid.
And they don't smell?
Nope, because they're not decaying.
Bag of dried.
Are you even with
Yes.
me?
I should be able to smell it from there.
They're much further down from you. You'd have to be like right on top
like
of
a
them.
mile away.
Really?
Dog nose.
From like desiccated corpses? Okay, well, I don't think they're decaying because it's super dry anyway.
Okay,
They're
so-
just husks.
Oh, they are indeed husks. They're very, very dry, very, very empty, and oddly you can see do you want to examine them?
Yes.
So you don't even need to investigate them. Just as you get up and you start looking at them, you can see that their entire face, neck, chest is covered in puncture wounds. Small little punctures, like somebody basically rolled a nail bed over their faces.
Interesting.
What you wanted to go research?
Is there anything else worth looking at in this room, this cavern?
Nope, looks like they were looks like they were excavating the wall in front of you, which clearly has iron ore in it, when they were killed.
I'll continue on.
Okay.
See the other path.
So you guys still continuing down after her, just at a slower pace? Alright. So
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Well, no, I'm not, Dragon.
Then you
I
stay
speak
behind.
for myself here.
Then you stay behind, old man.
Well, okay, let me answer the man's question before you speak for me.
Eve, you head further down. You arrive at a clear fork in the path. This one having ruts that go left and right.
Should have known.
Do I hear or see anything in either direction?
You hear water coming from the right channel, from the right tunnel.
I go back to the party.
Okay.
I report the fork in the road and the decimated remains.
Desiccated.
This is where
The dried husk.
There you go.
So you want to stay.
This is when we
Did you
should
tell us about
set
the water?
forth this
I tell y'all everything.
points of
And clean the water.
I'm gonna kind of
Light
whisper to
tunnel.
the group, maybe we should send this one forward now.
We'll tell him to lead the way, and we'll just stay a safe distance behind.
Oh, good sir. Well, take this torch and go check out the paths where those kind miners were.
All right.
Thank you.
You hear a sigh from somewhere in the tunnel. It's,
Does it sound familiar?
it
It's a Bernard.
it might have been Bernard.
Judging. Alright, okay.
The
We'll have a conversation.
the torch disappears down the tunnel.
Which
Do
tunnel?
we hear anything?
He's going down the right tunnel. The one you said.
The water?
Yeah. Are you guys staying close enough to keep an eye on him? The tunnel winds.
I'll continue to follow.
Yeah, let's
Yeah.
kind of follow him.
I'll go with it.
All right. So a short while later, the human stops at a at a wider intersection. It's kind of a T intersection. Looks like the tunnel that he's following stops at an intersection that just goes directly left and directly right, directly left. And they are bigger tunnels than the one you've been coming down. Looks like they really started to do the excavation down here. You can see that there's a clear trough that's been dug between these two tunnels and connecting to your tunnel.
Did we walk past
What-
all the bodies already, too?
Yeah, you guys passed them in the alcove.
Well,
Eve told you they were there.
Yeah.
what direction is the human soldier?
He was like waiting at the intersection there. He like looks around, and then he turns to the right. And he starts heading off to the right.
Okay.
Keep,
We're gonna
keep-
follow
You're
him.
keep a
going.
safe
You're
distance here.
going pretty deep into the earth now.
Does it feel really cool, or is it?
Feels very. Yeah, it feels.
We don't hear
quite-
anything. Nothing. We don't hear anything, right? Nothing.
You can hear water more clearly dripping from up ahead. Feels quite cool, Lauren.
Quite cool.
I want to pause
Thank
at the
you.
bodies with Barnard and tell him if he wants to do any kind of human funeral rites for them, he can.
Are we waiting here?
If you want to, I don't know if you bury them or if there's something that you would like to do for these humans, we can.
Oh, we don't have
Before we
time.
There's no time.
I will catch up with you.
No,
But
you need to stay with
In
us.
the cave?
smoke out the monster.
It's not smart to split the party.
We can come back for you.
I agree with them. It's unwise for us to remain here
Alright,
alone. We should stick together.
we'll continue.
All right. As you head deeper down into the cave, the new tunnel you're on takes on a steeper slant. You're now you realize you could fall down this shaft if you lost your balance. It is a very steep decline,
Keep rolling.
and you're having to like hold on to the side as you're climbing down, and you can see ahead of you the human with the torch
Dig my claws into the
climbing
ground.
down.
He's like climbing now down.
Hmm?
The human's climbing down.
He's like using the wall to support him. He doesn't have two hands free. He's got the torch in one hand and he's holding onto the wall with the other one because this tunnel is so steep. He's having to support himself going
Should
down.
we like scoot
Hmm?
down? Like, you know, like you
Yeah,
sit
you could.
like,
You
scoot?
could. You definitely could.
I'm gonna scoot on down. Because
So
I'm afraid I'm gonna fall otherwise.
after winding down this tunnel, not stopping at a number of alcoves along the way that appear to have just abandoned tools inside them, you begin to see light at the bottom of the tunnel. A bluish light illuminates the mouth of the tunnel, and you see the torch-bearing human disappear at that tunnel as he enters seemingly a room at the end of the tunnel.
Go and get his name.
We should put a leash on him.
Nope.
Oh,
How far
We'll call
away?
him Philip.
Philip,
Philip.
come back.
Do you call to him or okay? So you guys keep going down. Are you still in
We
front?
passed a bunch of alcoves.
Yep.
Shit.
Yeah, I'm still ahead. I'm still stealth.
Eve, as
I'm
you
trying to find one of those new.
reach the bottom of the tunnel, you see a huge chamber open up in front of you that glows with a bluish light. The chamber is kind of It's kind of an uneven circle. It looks as though an underwater chamber has been opened up here. It's probably been underground for thousands and thousands of years, and they tunneled right into it. Around the chamber are bluish rocks that glow with a bluish light. And they're actually fairly bright in this room. And you can see in the middle of this room is a kind of an island of bluish rock. And that island juts from a pool of water that fills this room. This is a large room. It's about 100 feet across.
Large pool of water, you said?
No.
Large
No.
pool of water.
There's
No.
only one thing to do.
No.
Okay.
You don't know that. That was her. Only she knows that.
Oh wait, the whole party's not there?
No.
She's at the front. Yeah, Eve's at the front. But Bard, you can smell water, you can hear water, and you can see bluish light.
Okay, well I'm heading down.
Okay.
I'm
Doggy,
grabbing.
Doggy, come back. Come back here.
We need a leash.
We need a metagame race.
Doggo, come back. All right.
We need a magical leash.
So Eve, as you
Perhaps
stand at
you
the
could
mouth, you
get
hear Bard sniffing his way down the tunnel behind
I'll just
you.
tighten-
Be like, Bard, hold up.
You see the human as he stands on the island, holding the torch, looking around.
He swam in the water and got to the island?
He kind of, it doesn't look that deep. He kind of waded through it. It's
waist
knee,
deep?
it's like knee deep.
Knee deep.
Yep.
So he's standing in the middle. Of
He's
the
standing on
island.
the island. He like waves over at you as all of you arrive at the mouth of the tunnel.
Don't touch the water. No.
I'm gonna wave back at him.
No.
I think he's gone. I think he's about to die.
Well, so does our dog.
Pretty sure he's about to die.
Why do
We all
any of
say
us
good,
think
we
that?
all wave goodbye.
We've seen enough
He
shit.
he
so far.
motions.
It was nice knowing you, Philip.
He motions for you forward, and he points off down the water.
Yeah.
Points off. What?
You can't see. He points further into the room.
But we know that
Move
the
into the
room.
water.
It's just a
Take a
room,
bath.
right? There's no more like tunnels or
You
pathways.
can't see the back end of the room.
Oh,
Is there any way of walking around without getting in the water?
No, the edges of the wall touch the water.
We have been in a hot desert town, and I am ready to take a bath. So I'm going to run and jump. It's been
Okay.
days since the oasis. Just going in.
Can we
The-
examine like the walls?
You
No.
instantly taste fresh, clear water with a kind of a metallic, a metallic, clean taste, extra clean taste. Almost like a little bit like alcohol.
You take 15 poison.
It has a little bit of a tingling sensation as it
Am
goes
I
down your
getting intoxicated?
tongue. No,
Okay. Do I smell bad or do I smell sterile?
you smell cleaner after you're in the water.
Well,
This whole room smells very, very clean.
I mean, I'm not giving
least
off the
one
wet
thing
dog smell.
I'm gonna go to where
one good thing happened.
the human soldier is.
You're,
Look where he points.
So you notice that all of your extremities have this vague tinglishness to them, vague tingliness to it. And Eve, as you enter the room, you begin to feel a little bit warm on your face. Any of your exposed skin feels just a little bit warm, and all of your appendages begin to tingle just a little bit.
I don't like this. I'm gonna hurry get out of the water.
I'm gonna doggy paddle over to the island with the guy.
Okay. He rubs his hands through your fur.
You're a natural swimmer.
I'm gonna look at You said the walls were like this blue rock.
Yep, the walls and the you see blue rock. It's not like solid. You can see like bits and pieces of blue rock all over the place, and they glow.
I'm
But
gonna walk up
at the
to,
very center of the room is a large blue rock that juts out of the water, forming an island.
Well, I'm gonna just try to chunk a piece of the rock and like put it in my bag.
Okay.
Just for future to ask what it might be.
What are you hitting it with?
Well, we have all those tools, right? Those pickaxes and stuff.
I'll say you can find one. Yeah. They're...
Well, we brought a.
You guys did bring a trough full of
Yeah.
them. That's right. Yeah. All right. So Gary, you grab a pickaxe. As you break the stone free, it feels warm in your hand, and it's particularly heavy.
This is what
Just
they
that
told
one
us.
small
Heavy
stone
shiny
is
thing.
really heavy.
Mm-hmm.
This is
I'm
what
just
it-
gonna put it like in my satchel or something.
He has a negative.
Feels nice and
negative
warm
3
there.
strength.
Feels nice and warm.
He has a negative 3 strength, so is it hard for him to actually carry this thing?
That's my backpack.
I mean, no, it's not.
Not that heavy?
It's not that heavy. It's just
I mean,
unusually heavy.
Okay.
All my equipment I'm
So from
carrying.
the island, we see.
Kinda
So,
probably can't carry all this.
did you walk onto the island?
Yes.
Okay, I thought only. Okay, so at Eve.
I said I was going.
I'm sorry, I'm tracking with 5 people here. So at Eve, as you step onto the island, your feet feel warm as you step onto the blue stone underneath you. You feel almost a heat radiating up underneath you from this large blue stone.
Like, ooh, I haven't felt this since the volcano.
And the human turns and looks at you and he goes, "Yes, this is the last place we made it to."
So describe what happened last time you were here. Like, where did it come from?
It came from, you see he's like, almost like getting sick.
I back away.
He like slumps to a leg and goes, "I'm sorry, I feel dizzy." And as you look, you can see that the flesh in his abdomen begins to swell.
Are you pregnant?
And his limbs kind of go limp as he falls onto his back, and you see what looks like dozens and dozens of objects moving in his belly
Gotta roll.
before it
And I'm.
bursts
Quick, burn him!
to a.
I'm
Is it an antlered
done.
baby?
I fly about it that. Nope.
All right,
It's a dog and you ever
So-
run next to him.
poof, Melusine.
We're brave adventurers.
Everyone can take one action here. Melusine, what are you doing?
I haven't walked through the water or onto the island, so I'm still
Yeah, I'm
on the
guard.
shore.
Poofing.
Melusine, Gary, Orn.
I'm gonna dragon breath the hell out of his stomach.
Nice.
Well, he's on the island, though.
Orn's on the island too, I guess.
Oh, okay.
I'm flying back.
So you
I'm
like
going-
leap into the air?
Yep.
Okay.
I said I was gonna stay close by the.
I'm gonna call out and ask what's going on.
So whatever
Back.
thing needs to make a dex save throw.
What's happening?
He just exploded.
Nope.
Something just popped out of
He's
him.
pregnant with a bunch of spider babies that
Yeah.
are
You're
planted by
poofing
needles.
out? Alright, your
Of
roll?
course.
That is not working.
Okay. Hyperdrive fails to engage.
It's like
His abdomen bursts out as his back arches. It bursts all the way from his groin to his to the bottom of his rib cage, and you see dozens of spiders that look like spiders flying out of it, with strangely their mouths look like a dozen needles just spraying in every direction.
I want before they
Spraying
get
needles?
before they get
They're
too
not spraying; they're like splayed. Excuse me,
Oh, okay.
splayed. That's the word I was looking
before
for.
any of them get too
So
far.
as you do your breath attack, Orin,
DC check. Dex.
Dex check. All right, I'll give you
Hell, and I don't like this. No.
give you a.
No. Give me demons.
They did a Dex
Give me
set.
fire.
I don't think they're going to be able to dodge it. So I'll give you a percentage of how many of them suffer. How much damage is it?
It is. Let's see here. Right now it's 2d6.
Okay.
It's not
Cool.
gonna be much.
You hit 75% of them, so
Okay. 7 damage.
7 damage.
That was just me screaming, by the way.
Is this
Alright,
like the acid that one time?
So
Yeah.
in
the
his eye?
ice appears all over the form of the shaking humanoid as he goes stiff for more than one reason.
Did he die?
He after a mere moment, the spiders begin shaking off the ice, and all of you hear a rumble on the ceiling.
We didn't look up.
We never looked up!
Oh, man.
Nice.
Uh-oh.
She's
Well,
flying in the air.
What a awkward
Oh, no.
time here.
Uh-oh.
God.
What are you doing?
Switch.
He's behind the curtain. What does this mean?
Obviously tell.
I was really hoping he was gonna come out in like a spider costume or something. I was like, yes!
Or he puts a live tarantula on the table.
Oh, hell no.
We'll break that PG-13 language rating right now.
So,
Nope, you'd see me get
all of
back.
you.
Yep, no. We're not doing that.
Nope.
What do we do with the... There we go. So, couldn't be certain where we were going to begin this evening's fun, but you guys have opted to enter the mines.
We've elected
We opted?
There's that, and you got another one.
How many get
here.
that reference?
This is the tunnel upwards. This is the island.
It's always the island, man. You gotta go back to the island.
Yeah, one of the McGregor's there. It was so good.
No, the
I mean, Scarlett Johansson's there too, so. Whew. Alrighty.
Yeah.
What's the SPI door? So,
You lost Artemis?
You lost the spider.
You lost Artemis?
hold on, I need to think for a second. That would be.
Maybe next time.
Did
Yep.
the humans
Alright,
whose
so-
stomach explode? Did he live?
Did he live?
Maybe his arms still work.
Oh yeah, no, he'll be
He
fine.
twitches a little bit.
You feel disconnected from your
Not
charm.
That
No,
is
John Person spills over.
So, bye. I'm still at the other side of the water.
Yeah, I just put that rock in my pocket and I'm like, oh shit.
You are...
The rock in your pocket.
I'm fine. I'm
The
not in the
thing,
water at the island.
The thing is gonna,
I'm
like,
like back on the shore with you two.
stole some of those creatures, right? That's why it's after us.
Well,
It's all because of you.
He's about to get a Hadouken right to the chin. That's right.
Got it.
Nice.
Okay.
Dang it.
I had to think for a second of where I put that thing. All right, so the
Put
large.
that thing back where you got it from. Help me.
Okay, so
Never burn the person's house down.
Eve, you're in the air, which means you win. You're closest, and
Oh no!
I didn't jump that high.
Gary, you're up here,
Yeah.
You're still
And-
Oh my god,
I
Jerry, you're
didn't
made
jump that
forgot.
high.
and this is going to be Thork, who's also back there,
Yeah.
and
Keep it
Right
quiet.
smack
In
dab.
the middle.
and
Yep.
Nora, and Melusine,
We're the dumb ones.
Banob. Where's your
I don't know, yeah.
He doesn't have a mini yet.
Yeah.
We were just using a sub.
You had it out there.
Yeah, Gag.
There should be
Just find something. It doesn't matter. We'll use a die.
Nice, hold high.
Pick your stormtrooper.
No.
One of those stormtroopers.
yeah. Is that everybody? It's everybody.
Other than him.
He's
So all the important people.
Well, and Geppo, but he's not here right now.
He doesn't really need one. We're both about to die anyways, so just.
Guppo
Hey,
is no
you
longer
speak for yourself,
alive.
dog.
Guppo
It
is
doesn't
totally
speak.
dead.
Dude, yeah, he just got a
I
new
know. What do you
silver
mean
weapon.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Ah,
you,
yeah.
you don't even know what it
Yeah.
does yet, so pull it out, and Annie should tell you what it does because it's a special one, right? Should be magical.
It's probably gonna be like they had just started working on it. It's normal.
Well, you got the one he didn't adjust.
It was in the row of weapons.
He didn't quite get to the
Yeah.
enchantments on this one.
It was
Enchanted.
next in line, and
Andy, just pick one guy. Come on.
Yeah, it doesn't matter then.
It's fine. We'll have fun.
Good choice.
So, this is going to be
You can have a
you,
Viking.
That's fine.
Thork, and
You mean one?
for fun,
Whoever he is.
Orn, sorry,
orc.
Orin.
Got
Orn.
Thoric,
Got-
Orn, and an orc, and they just all go together.
3 little groups of SPI doors that come out. The way I did it is you killed some of them, you injured two of them, and one group was not injured.
Okay.
So, all right. And then the large, big, super fun mama spider is going to land
Listened.
right here, and she's going to attack Eve on her way down.
Does my tail brush it? If it does, it till thunder.
All right, she's got one attack that she's going to put on Eve and one attack that she's going to put on Orn.
Bring it, you eight legged
Do you have like
freak.
a lizard tail?
Oh man.
Like if I
Okay.
cut it off, I'll grow back?
That's a mod 20 on Eve.
You have a-
And on Orn, that is a 12.
Nope.
Okay. Eve? Does that hit? That hits.
Yes.
Yep. Alright, so you're going to take 8 points of piercing damage, 7 points.
I'm out. I'm out.
You're level 2, right?
Did you ever level up your HP?
Yes.
Okay. Alright, you take 7 points of poison damage as well.
Yeah, she's.
I'm out.
Okay.
Yeah,
Wait, what's
feels
8
all-
plus 7?
15.
Yeah, I have
That
13
one
now,
shot,
so yeah, that would
Wow. Okay.
We're only level 2!
swat it down.
Well,
Well, it also doesn't help that I have to use my wisdom, and it's a -1.
Oh no.
So I lose hit points instead
worry,
of
we
really
have
gaining
potions.
them.
you guys do have potions. Alright, so Eve goes down and she's
An
gonna
actual warping dog.
splash into the water here. Yep, she's tough. Alright. And fortunately she didn't roll a crit.
Yeah.
So that was her 2 attacks. The 2 spider babies are, one of them's gonna move here, one of them's going to ignore, well she's dead, so she's gonna attack Orn, and one's gonna attack Bard. Alright, so Bard. One swarm is gonna attack, oh wow, a 18.
Yeah.
Okay.
Andy, who are you? How
You're
are you
killing
rolling
us.
this way?
Thank you for joining us for TPK.
Okay.
Alright, you take 3 points of piercing damage.
I'm down. I'm just kidding.
3.
You're like, you're
Oh,
gonna really need to
that's
rethink this.
Okay.
This whole entire campaign.
You need to do the jingle. Do the jingle.
Well,
Like a good
alright,
name,
so
who's there,
you take 3 Bard, 3 points of piercing damage, 2 points of poison. And Orn. Does a 16 hit you?
Yes.
Alright. 3 points of piercing, 2 points of poison. Alright.
Is it just poison damage?
It's just poison
Okay.
damage. You're not poisoned by
Okay.
them. That comes later. Alrighty. And with that, it's time for initiative on the night. Who's going to do initiative? Who's going to roll for me? Roll in the
Lucky
box.
We can get 19.
12.
Think of
All
a
right.
higher number.
We will go. We'll go. I feel like I always go left to right first.
Just adjusting the camera
Okay.
because you're going off a little bit.
We will go right to left this time. So my right, your left. Orn, you're up first. How do you proceed?
Well, Eve was up first.
Eve, you're up first. Your first death save. Excuse me. I'm so sorry.
She's real happy
I mean,
with me right now.
she's good at stealth, but not that good. Come on.
I have another character ready to go.
Yes, I'm just like,
All right, roll your.
I know. It's a D20, right?
I seriously wasn't planning that you were gonna fly right up towards her.
I wasn't
That
flying up!
was perfect.
All I did was jump up, fly back. That's it. That's not jumping 30 feet into the air.
It does put you closest to her than anyone
Not
else.
that damn close. Not unless she's like
Roll.
right there. Shut up. Nope.
Okay.
She got a nat
So
one.
nat 1.
Yeah.
Okay, that counts as 2 failures.
Holy shit.
Somebody.
I
We
just
know.
got this.
I know! Oh, that
Eve-
was what did it.
So
You just got it
Hey, we
today.
got Thoric in our group. Don't
So,
forget.
Thoric and Melusine, Gary, all of you notice that her body is in the water and is spasming, and her mouth her head has fallen underneath the water. It's knee deep, so a sense of urgency
I
could be
send
conveyed.
Thoric sits right here, so don't forget Thoric.
I send Bernard to
Thank
go fetch her and bring her to us.
Okay,
Hold on, it's not your turn.
he is engaged.
It's my turn.
Wait, yeah. What order are we doing?
It's me.
It's his.
Yep, it is now Warren's turn.
I have 2. Do I know if silver would affect these types of creatures?
It's only one way to find out. You have
You
some?
don't know.
Okay, so
Feel free to try.
I'm going to go with what I'm comfortable with right now, and I'm going to attack with both my blades. $15 to hit,
Yeah, 15 will hit.
and that's obviously going on the big one, right?
No, really?
Yeah. Okay, and then that's going to be 10 damage.
babies and Mama Spider.
Actually, this feels like a pretty significant moment, so I'm going to action search and go again.
Do you need some help?
I don't hit.
Okay.
Highest was a 10. Does that hit?
No. And all right. So, Gary.
Alright, I'm gonna look at it, my eyes are gonna turn green for a second, and I'm gonna cast my Hexblade's Curse as a bonus action before I start here. So now I'm gonna cast it on the giant
And
spider.
that's your patron ability, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well,
so
it's my
is it an arcane spell or is it your patron's?
No, it's
okay.
not an
There you go.
arcane. It's
Then
an
you do not need to.
automatic bonus action.
Okay.
He can't save or anything. It's there.
You got it.
So I'll do it on the spider. So for the rest of the combat, that is.
That's your.
I'm just interested in this.
That is your nemesis.
Okay, and now I'm gonna channel an Eldritch Blast, and that's a
And
cantrip.
you get a +2.
It's a cantrip.
Okay.
So I'm doing the chaotic. Nat 20.
Oh,
Okay. So double whatever your damage is on this, and because it's a cantrip, you can immediately take another action.
Okay, so that's gonna be 25 damage,
Oh.
and then since my racial trait is Savage Attack, so I roll one additional attack dice on top of that. So 25 plus a D10.
That's 35.
Bye.
Well, I gotta roll
Oh,
the
you gotta roll
D10 now.
D10, sorry.
6. So 31 damage from one Eldritch Blast.
With a kind of a rhythmic, you hear her shriek back as she's slammed up against the wall with the impact
That's
of your
force
bolt.
damage, by the way.
Holy smokes!
dun,
Holy
Is she
smokes!
ticking unhappily?
So
She
I add
clicks
force.
and clacks very unhappily.
So I already get 13.
It's only... No,
As she
no,
does,
Yeah,
rear
20 plus 3
23.
plus 2.
Gary.
25 plus
Wow.
6,
Gary.
31.
As she rears up on her front haunches and you see the bottom of her abdomen, you see not only does she have a mouth full of splayed needle-like fangs, several fangs. You see underneath, you see a large pulsating stinger.
Oh. Gross.
Because of poison wiener.
Is that the dripping that we hear?
Poison wiener.
Thoric rushes forward and does his thing that heals from a distance.
Spare the dying.
Which
No, that's not Spare the Dying. Healing Word.
is it healing word?
Yeah, it's D4, I believe. But it's an area effect type spell.
Sorry, Manny.
Spare the Dying is...
Everyone
Stabilizes
gets
her.
back 1 hit point.
Woohoo!
You do too?
You're stabilized and you're back on 1 hit point.
Run.
But you get 3 more death saves just in case.
All right. With that, it's over to Bard. Bard, a swarm
what
of
will the dog do?
spiders are climbing all over you.
what are the chances that I could animal friendship these
What?
spiders?
She's all right. She has to stand up.
Oh. Oh, I thought you ought to stand up.
Make a ruling.
You.
Make a ruling.
Yes, make a ruling.
Animal friendship the spiders.
This is the ruling. The gavel.
I'm going to rule that you may not animal friendship the spiders because they are within range of Mama Spider.
Oh, fair enough.
The rule has been set.
I will,
You may now take your action.
Plus,
alright. Thunderwave!
oh, mother of God.
Why ever not do it? So
Right.
you can hit 2 groups, or you could
Friendly
hit
fire.
3 groups and Orn.
I guess I'll go with the
Oh,
2
you
groups.
Thorn? Who's Thorn?
Thorn.
Thorn doesn't exist.
Uh,
Thorn.
one of them is splattered across the far end of the cave. The other one rolls is dex save.
It is a dex save.
Okay,
yes.
one of them rolled a 12.
They need to beat a 14.
Okay, so they both failed. One of them critically failed, so you obliterate one of the groups.
2d8, I think. 8, 6, that's 14.
14 damages.
Yes.
14 damage, you said?
14 damage, yes. Just want to make sure I do that.
And they're pushed.
And they get knocked off the island.
You could probably ask Ricky.
Splatters both the groups.
Ricky's a
Oh,
fan
yeah,
of
Ricky.
Thunderwave.
Yep, 2d8 thunder damage.
Yeah, you killed them both.
Oh.
Nice.
10 feet away.
Or should I
Bard.
say
Good boy.
You spray the cave with spiders. When you do, Mama Spider reacts instantly.
Great.
You wisely killed 2 groups because she's immediately going to lash out
Can I
and
bonus
attack.
action poof?
Do you have a... Yeah, you have a bonus action, so yeah, drop
But
it.
it has to.
So,
Do you have a little like magic poop come out your butt?
so
It's a magic turn.
as
It's
so,
just it's the Millennium Falcon just keeps failing.
you need something to you need to like whack your side or something the way Han does, where he like slaps the side of the Falcon. One of my favorite parts of that film. All right, so as you can hear the hatchlings spray against the side and splatter all over the cave, the mother spider rears up on her hind legs and just starts lashing about. She's going to immediately attack Bernab and Orn. So Bernab,
Come at me, bro.
Wait, why is Bernard getting attacked?
because he's within range, and Bernab's good. Does a 12 hit him?
No.
Okay. Orn. There we go. She's angry, but she's just winging her
just
legs
in a blind
around.
rage.
She's in a blind rage. An angry mother bear. Melusine, as this is going down, what are you doing?
I want to fire magic missile at Mama.
Magic missile.
Your casting roll, please.
Chaotic magic.
17. Thank you. Do I need to roll an attack for this, or is it just a...
You do not. It automatically hits.
It's automatic.
So however many.
So 3 darts
Okay.
are going to her. 4, 5, 6, 7,
You don't add anything
14.
to it.
Yeah, it says add 1d4 plus 1 force.
Oh, nice.
So 10, 11, 12, 13, 14.
How much I know about magic missile?
Okay.
Would we have any idea if spiders are tameable?
Roll a knowledge nature.
What?
15.
If spiders are
Uh,
tameable, hello.
You know
Why would I
that
had
you know that
Artemis?
among the Drow,
Yeah.
spider taming is a popular pastime.
I'm just gonna tuck that away in the back of my mind.
Okay.
now.
So you know what you can you know it
That's
can be
mama.
done.
I want one of the babies. You get one of the babies, and
And
you
with
train
that, it's a new round. Oh wait, no, it's her initiative, and then it's a new round of initiative. So she is going to
I
attack.
thought she already attacked us.
She had a reaction,
Oh, gotcha.
and she's going to attack. You're still down, fortunately.
I'm yelling. So come at me. Ah!
She really wants to get
He's
to
fighting the other
Bard,
babies.
but she's gonna. Oh boy, yeah, she's not up for that. She's just angry. All right, so one on you, Warren. That's a 22, and one on Banab, which doesn't hit. So yeah, you're gonna take. Whoop. Damn it.
15 points again.
Yeah, you're gonna take 8 points of piercing damage, and 7 points of poison.
He's 15.
I didn't heal myself. So. Well, no, I did. So, cool. And then you said.
You got it. You got a point of healing as well.
Did you add his spellcasting modifier to that roll?
I did not.
Okay, because that's supposed to be added to the roll.
I think his spellcasting modifier is
Probably +2.
we'll say 3.
Okay.
It's not your proficiency. It's your proficiency plus your plus your.
For this, it's just spellcasting modifier. It's 1d.
Ah.
It's the 1d4
I
plus
think his,
spellcasting.
I'm pretty sure he has a pretty high wisdom for that one. So we'll say 3,
Okay.
just to be fair. So
That's fine.
so you're up 3 additional hit points as well. All right, and with that, it is time for another round of initiative.
Who wants to roll next? All right, I'll roll. 9.
9.
Why are you throwing it at me?
Ooh! Ooh!
5.
17.
He finally wins one.
In a
Get
writ,
it out now.
in a writ of phallus jage, Mommy Spider is going to lash out,
Well, never mind.
and she's got 2 attacks. She's gonna put. She is going to swivel around her as she sees Eve on the ground. She swivels around and raises the pulsating stinger in the air right over your body.
Oh, you.
Safe.
Spider. It splashes into the water beside you on an 11. Okay. You see it kind of like thump, and you see a small sack deposited into the water as it rises out. And
I'm
God,
rolling
it's
away.
trying to pregnant one of us. With
And
baby.
the other one,
No.
the other attacks.
Oh,
Nope, you're not impregnating this character.
I
Impregnating
had
this
to think of
character.
something original.
No.
This is very original. It's so meta.
No.
I didn't even think of it.
Absolutely not.
The stinger rises again. No, Orn.
What?
She's coming at you
You're
on,
right, she's not.
on
Orn's
a
pregnant now.
13.
Oh, spider,
Nope.
dragon spider babies would be awesome.
Dragon spider baby?
Angry,
Yeah.
You can make
You
that
think
spider.
seeing demon spiders would be
angry and vengeful. She swings at you with her maw of stinging needles, but doesn't make a connection. And you feel the distinct sensation of dozens of tiny legs climbing up yours.
Ugh.
And on a 14.
14?
Yes, sir.
No.
Okay. They are unable to penetrate your armor.
Yeah.
And with that, it will be Meluscine's initiative.
Alright. I want to do Firebolt this time at Mama Spider. Gonna do
Control. Control!
10.
Yep. What's that? That's
Consult the chart.
Yep, that is. Yep.
Is it a
So I'm good.
cantrip?
You're good.
Is it a
That's a
cantrip
level 1
or-
spell, right?
Yeah,
Yep, you're good.
it's a
Yeah.
cantrip, yeah. Alright.
Come on, guys. Don't make me make this chart again.
6.
6 to hit?
Yes.
Oh, that does not hit. No.
Yep.
The cave is illuminated by a flaming bolt of fire, which blasts some of the bluish stone off, and it falls into the falls into the water, making a louder kerplunk than you would have expected. Bard.
Are you still in a bad way, Eve? Like, are you like bleeding on the ground?
I mean,
She's in the
I
water.
haven't gotten up.
She's like in the water next to this little sack that's like slowly bobbing its way towards her.
No, it's not. I'm rolling away.
But you're still pretty weak. You only have like one.
I got 4 hit
Yeah,
points.
Four hit points. That's not bad. Okay. Let's see. How about I'm gonna cast Fairy Fire on the big spider mama.
Ooh.
Thank
And,
you. Thank you.
Nice.
Yeah, and that should
What
Do that
color
advantage,
is
Penny.
your fairy fire?
purple.
Purple.
Yeah.
Alright. Your control spell, please,
Purple
sir.
rain.
Your control roll.
So we get advantage now against it?
Yes.
Really? You singing Prince?
I was kind of doing a mix of that and chocolate rain. Chocolate rain.
Alright, you need to roll for a dex save.
You need to roll to control
You
your
just
spell.
lost points with me.
Oh.
You gained points for because you were singing Prince,
19.
Purple Rain, but now you've lost points.
I'm colorblind, guys.
They do not. She does not save.
Purple rain.
Do they
blue
both
rain.
need to roll save? Or just okay?
Yeah, just her.
Yep.
That was for the chaotic magic, right?
Yep.
For the
Your
okay,
thing.
yeah.
You control the spell. She is now.
Oh!
Yeah. Yeah.
Purple.
Oh,
Yeah.
I like it!
And as bonus action, I'm gonna poof out of there. 5.
Finally, he poops
All right.
correct one.
You successfully poof to right here.
Malfunctioning!
Right below
Where do you want to go?
I just,
pregnant maker.
I'm gonna go over by the orc.
He saw that orc damage and he's like, holy
Yeah,
shit.
it would just be back behind him.
You know
Peek
that you
between
would
his
have
eyes.
advantage if you wanted to use Thunder Wave on your next action.
Very good.
Just throwing it out there.
Gotcha.
All right.
That's why I'm
So
not near there.
Get all
Thoric
these slackers into the
is
fight.
going to rush forward,
And heal.
and he's going to heal he's going to do his signature heal move.
Do you want to know lay on hands, or do you have it?
I think he'd do cure light wounds.
Or sorry, that's what I meant.
Yeah, so cure light wounds could be 2. So that's you're going to get
1d8 plus spellcasting.
Oh, is it only 1d8?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Depends on spell level.
You're going to get back 6 hit points.
Yay, I'm almost completely healed.
Didn't take long.
Well, I guess it's an advantage of having just a few hit points, right?
Right.
Convenience! And with that, it's over to you, Gary.
Well, line up another Eldritch Blast here.
Okay.
So I get advantage on this one, or not? Because he's fairy fired?
That's
right.
You have advantage to hit, yes, sir. I can't even read what that is.
A nat 20 again.
That's
Nat
why
20!
we do. Yep. Oh my word.
He has that new player lock.
The
He has that new
cave.
player lock.
Gary.
What color is your Eldritch Blast, Gary?
Green.
Prune colored.
Yeah, it's like a
It's whatever
well,
he eats.
a
Did you roll
neon
control for
greenish,
that?
like a neon green.
Did you need to roll control for that?
I thought that's what we were doing.
No, you were doing the attack. It's okay.
Well, the other one was a 9.
Okay. That's successful.
So then I rolled a 9, then a nat
Natural
20
20.
on my
Yeah.
first, I guess.
Excuse me.
Roll another one if you get
Yeah,
a double
I need to
that
beat
one.
7. Right?
Yep. Yes.
Yeah,
All right. So, Gary, what color is your Eldritch Blast?
It's like a darkish neon green,
Okay. The
Like baby snot,
cave.
sick baby snot green.
like nuclear sick babies.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, alright.
Okay.
the cave glows purple as it's already glowing blue when the yellowish
You
green
passed our class.
just illuminates. She's already glowing purple. Now it does rain indeed purple as this room glows.
She's gonna take 25 plus.
She is obliterated. Legs,
Huzzah!
mandibles, needled maw spray across the far room, and you hear tiny little voices screeching in pain.
What do the small
Good.
spiders do? Do they scatter
They're
away?
like kind of spinning in a circle.
I
Some
see
of them
The
like
baby
holding their
spiders that are
head.
still
Yeah.
alive, scared.
My massive dragon feet. I'm just gonna stomp on them.
You successfully stomp out all the little lives.
Yes.
Yeah.
Just the way we like our games.
Hey, at least we weren't TPK this time.
Oh, it is a total spider kill.
Oh!
Perhaps next time.
TS. Hey.
That will do, Orn.
Tis,
That will
tis,
do.
tis, tis, tis.
I mean, that could honestly be the name of the session.
Uncle
Yeah,
Gary.
it's
There's
got to be Purple Rain.
No, what was the one from
Not
before? It was
Donkey
like
Light
Light
Bomb?
Bomb.
But we didn't get a donkey to deliver the bomb.
Or
it
a
would have
bomb.
been great.
Yeah.
That would have been it. It would have been Donkey Light Bomb.
Okay.
Uh,
So, and with that, we shall resume
Instead
our.
of purple rain, purple fangs.
Purple Fangs.
Ooh.
like.
Purple thing.
All right.
It's the wrong song.
I know. First out.
That
Yeah,
was
before you were able to even
intense.
get up out of the water, the spider exploded.
Oh well.
There we go.
You
I'm
did.
not one for getting into combat. I'm the rogue.
Yeah, just wrong place, wrong time.
Yep.
So, all of you can notice that you all feel a little bit warmer than normal. It might
cool
just be
myself off.
the as you do, you're coughing a little bit of blood with your with your cold breath.
He's pregnant!
And
Pregnant.
by the way, Eve, there's that little sack is still floating its way around the water.
I don't care. Staying away from me.
Yeah, seems to be just meandering through the.
Is there any fire nearby?
The human that you guys brought down here had a torch, and it is still lit
I'm gonna
on the
grab
blue
the
stone.
torch, and I'm gonna touch the egg sack. With
It's in the water.
So, if it's still kind of floating, it can kind of catch.
Wait.
Nope.
can sell these
Nope.
babies.
Nope.
Sell them to the drow.
Burn
No.
them. They're burning.
Don't get
They
the
going
drow
to
anything.
hell.
What
No.
about you guys play such different characters every time?
We could have got so much money for those babies.
You successfully boil the egg
Artemis
sack.
was different. This is no.
You successfully boil the egg sack to the
Good.
point where it definitely appears to be just a lump of char.
You can
that
have
sinks
deviled
into the
spider
water.
eggs. There we go.
Ew.
Yeah.
Blech.
I mean, technically,
It's
you
not
did.
happy
So
Ah!
the
Deviled eggs.
kind of a rotten scent of like a burst pustule, but filling this entire chamber, which once
Nasty
smelled
word.
so clean, now just smells like an open infection.
Burnt open infections.
Yeah, and you can see the splattered remains of this spider all over the side wall of this cave.
Is its stinger intact still, maybe? Or...
Yeah, the abdomen was well, I guess the abdomen was facing you, but you can roll a survival check.
Try to harvest its stinger or something.
well, we're
Can
supposed
I
to
get any of its
take the
bones?
body to Malcolm,
Sure.
so
They got
he
blasted
gets the
all over
stinger.
the
We're gonna
wall,
carry
so-
the whole thing.
I don't know what we're gonna do,
All
but we need to
things
take this to
that I will
Malcolm.
use.
Yeah,
them
we'll
as
carry
darts.
its stinger and its...
Just scrape
Roll-
it off the wall and put it in
Eve-
the cart.
Roll me a D12, please.
We'll take a picture.
You said survival?
Yes,
No.
sir.
17.
Okay. Wow. Gary, remarkably, the stinger is fully intact. You pull the stinger out, and you find within the stinger, and actually attached to it, a large gland that seems to still be moving.
Alright, we gotta
We'll
take
bring
that.
this to Malcolm.
Perfect.
I got
Proof we
12.
could.
You got a 12?
Get some kind of
Eve,
custom
you
weapon.
successfully recover 12
Yeah.
pristine, hollow, almost glass-like mandibles.
Awesome.
They're roughly the size of stilettos.
Just like my shoes.
Not as heavy as them, though, so you feel like you might want to modify these if you're going to use them as throwing daggers.
Okay.
I thought she was going to make some spider fang stilettos. But...
I thought, oh yeah, that's what I thought too.
That's what-
Oh, I might also make them into.
Because they can double as weapons.
Yeah, I just stabbed
I'm a rogue. I'm
Yeah.
going to weaponize
Absolutely.
anything I can.
Absolutely.
Weaponize my shoes.
All right.
Sure.
My
So,
feet.
Right
um,
shoes
they're
are already
already
weapons.
weaponized.
Get my
You're-
fiance on, get my 6-inch heels.
you're still in the room,
Red bottoms.
surrounded by the glowing light that is still very blue, and you can see that there doesn't appear to be any more movement down here as the glassy eyes of the human lying in the center of the room stare at the ceiling.
Can I look up and shoot an Eldritch Blast straight up to see if it has a dead end anywhere?
Sure. As you do, you see that there is
Another spider.
there's a series of narrow tunnels that kind of lead their way out of the ceiling. They look too narrow for a spider that big to make its way through.
Should we
Well,
like
this could be
burn
one of
his
many
body?
smaller spiders.
let's leave?
Let's get out of here.
Yes. Let's take the soldier's body with us. Put it in the cart.
Benab collects the human soldier with a look of respect, and also
Oh,
as he like loads it in, he goes, "You were right. I thought it was wrong, but who knows how many could have been infected if he'd burst inside the castle."
We'll get the
even to the
Cornhusk
wisdom
humans
of an
as well.
Orc.
we'll get the Cornhusk humans on our way out as well. And then when we get outside, we'll I don't know what do humans do
Why
for
don't
their
we go
burial
check
rites?
out the other
Burn 'em?
pathway?
I think they burned them.
We bury them.
Bird.
Well, let's bury them when we get out.
That would be my pleasure.
Let's see if we can find any valuable things that they
All
told
the
us.
bodies.
No, in this cave, this tavern had another pathway and a couple
Could have more spiders.
things. Oh, we killed the big one probably.
Well, I'm sure those bodies probably had some kind of valuables on them, unless they were just minors.
Has this room been thoroughly searched?
No, they were
already?
grown.
Are we able to see the back side of the room?
Yes,
and
you can see the
everything?
back side of the room here.
Also, time check. It's 10:04.
Yep. I was just letting you guys finish up before.
So the plan
We
is
try
we're
to
gonna,
stop
explore.
at or
Maybe head
around
back
10 o'clock.
out.
So
Head
Um,
towards the
this room is a dead end from where you're at. There are cracks wide enough in the ceiling that a human or a humanoid could climb through them, but you'd have to do some serious spelunking to get up there.
Can I get like a little vial of the water too, just to have?
Sure. Mark it down as blue cave water.
Blue cave water.
Warm blue cave water.
Or blue love water.
I think that's a different cave, isn't it?
We're at the blue love.
Are we in the love cave?
Is this the love cave?
I thought the love cave was
Wow,
elsewhere.
I totally forgot.
The love cave is
Yeah,
elsewhere.
This is the love cave. Oh.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, it's because where people go and they get pregnant in it,
Well,
so.
you guys,
Nope.
It's pregnant. Pregnant.
Did happen this time.
We did have a question from Random Girl
No.
for the dog. How's your dog food?
It's delicious. I've been snacking on it all night.
don't worry.
You gotta lick it out of the bowl.
You are not getting this character pregnant.
Pregnant.
Right.
He's gonna do it now.
No.
He's done it with 2 characters before.
Yeah.
Every campaign.
That was all you. That was all character agency.
That's
Yeah.
not my
Don't
fault.
take
You're the
any
one
of the
that
blame,
rolled it.
DM.
First off, the first character wasn't even having sex when you got her pregnant.
What?
You assumed.
You banged the king.
Anyways, different game.
What?
So,
We
do you
love
guys
our
want to
DM.
do anything else in the room here before we end for the night?
I
So
think
we can.
searched it pretty well.
All right. Do you guys want to stay in the cave, or do you guys want to head back?
I think,
Head
we should,
back.
I think we should head back, deliver the message.
And finally get Malcolm.
All right.
Kill
So,
him if
You didn't want to check out the other half of the cave, where they said
No.
they said there was valuable stuff in there.
I
Not
just
in the
want to
bag
get
to
Malcolm
us.
and take him to the garden and kill Pasha.
Pasha.
That's
Oh yes, that's you're skipping from A to Z. Let's go through B, C. And
you don't have that much longer to live.
Yeah,
Why not
yeah.
just zoom ahead?
this isn't gonna take years.
You don't
Fucking
know
fucking
that.
hours.
It's taken so long just to talk to Malcolm.
Hi, Nick. Hi, Whit.
oh, sorry. I don't know why that took me so long to connect that. So, we'll go ahead and end here, and we'll pick up at the mouth of the cave as you guys are preparing to head down the mountain. All
Sounds
right.
good.
Cool.
So we will be back here next Friday. That next Friday was good for everyone. All right, so we will be back here next Friday, which is November 7th, I believe. Yep.
Yeah,
November?
See you guys November 7th.
February.
Hey,
February.
Garrett.
November
February 7th. We'll see you all February 7th. Thank you for joining us for this week's TPK.